She walks in loud like a thunderstorm, debunking myths with style and form. True crime, conspiracies, her game. Melissa Jade, remember her name. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Microphone fierce like a roaring lion, unveiling secrets people been hiding. True crime queen of the digital scene, Melissa's got you hooked on her screen. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Murders to cover-ups, nothing misses. Melissa's here to share her guesses. She's got theories big and bold, no stone unturned, no case cold. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. From murders to cover-ups, nothing misses. Melissa's here to share her guesses. She's got theories big and bold, no stone unturned, no case cold. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. 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 She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hi, Marie Joey, Tiffany, Neat Noodle. Fragile Like a Bomb says, I'm so excited for this. It's ridiculous. Gidget, thankful YouTube alerts aren't doing me dirty. Glad to get this notification. Hi, some golf girl. KB in Seattle. Petunia. Mika's Adore. Kelly. We have Jennifer. Welcome, Jennifer Okotak. We're welcome. We're so happy to have you here with us. ATS News. Hippie Chick. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mally. Cold and raining. Yes, it's cold and raining here in New York. Hi, Harlan. Happy Sunday. Hey, J13. Hey, Tess. I am so excited to be going over the second part of this court hearing. So we started it last night. And for anybody who may be catching it or didn't catch the last two episodes, there's a playlist that I have created. So if you go under playlists, this is the third episode. And we're going to continue on during this deep dive. Thank you, Kingston Tiffany. So we started the October 24th, 2023 hearing of Clayton Echard versus Laura Owen. Okay. And in that first hearing, Clayton is a pro se litigant. Hi, Shay.
Hey.
Yay. She's not in person in court today, Tess. She is still over Zoom, but the next court hearing, and maybe I should be more clear when I say this, the next court case, she is in person, but this one, she is also attending via Zoom, but all other parties and attorneys are in the courtroom along with Greg Gillespie, and I apologize because last episode I kept saying Mark Gillespie, who was a private investigator during the Watts case. So I just kept saying Mark Gillespie. His name is Greg Gillespie, and he is Laura's victim prior to Clayton. And him and his current, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or wife, is going to be sitting in the courtroom for today's hearing. So today is the second part to the October 24th hearing. This is November 2nd. So since then, less than 2 weeks has elapsed between the two court hearings. What we have left is Laura had been directly examined by her own attorney, and it paused, and we're going to continue with that direct examination. And then Clayton and his attorney will have the opportunity to cross-examine Laura on the stand, and they will do the rebuttal and closing arguments. So his attorney is coming in late to the game, but like I said, there's already a court case going on between Greg Gillespie and Laura Owen that had been going on for at least a year at this point. And I don't know if the internet, his following between the last court hearing and this court hearing helped him put him in communication with this lawyer that was already working on Greg Gillespie's case. But she came in and she takes control and she makes Laura shake in her boots. Like again, she's familiar. She has now worked on this other case. So she knows damn well what Laura has claimed in the past, what currently is in the process in their litigation with that case. And so she is able to see all of the same tactics and lies that she has pulled with Greg Gillespie. She is now pulling with Clayton. And so it's going to be very, very interesting. And you're going to see as soon as his attorney gets up and starts questioning Laura, she'll give her the opportunity. Are you sure? Is there anything you want to change or, alter or maybe retract now from your prior testimony before we move forward? Because she knows she has her nailed. And it's going to be this case that when we move on to the next case, and she claims she had a miscarriage, okay, that all of these lies are going to come really to light. Now, what's interesting is at the next court hearing, okay, she's going to claim, because you have to remember, this is October 20th. The hearing started October 24th. She had claimed she was 24 weeks pregnant at the time of these hearings. So now she'll be 25 weeks for this one. She will claim in the future that she was told she had miscarried back in July. I'm sorry. You were told that you had miscarried these twins back in July, yet here we are, November 2nd, with a very much big baby bump that she has been moving and adjusting.
Stop.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. This next court case is going to be epic because it's going to really pull out all of the lies that she buries herself during this court hearing with. That, and yeah, I think I kept saying at the next hearing, and I may have been very confusing with that because this is the next part of this court hearing. And then the next one is a separate case. It is still Clay versus Laura, but it's a whole nother case.
So that's the family one. This is the RO, right?
Yeah, this is the injunction against harassment. Now,
okay,
I'm not going completely in order, and that's my fault because I have no patience. Like, I just want to get to these with you guys. But there are two other hearings before this that took place, a protection order against Clayton that Laura did get, and a protection order against Laura that Clayton did not successfully get. And I reported that to the judge, who was like, she's clearly pregnant. So this is now the injunction against harassment, and there's further cases. So there's a lot, and we're going to end up going through all of them. But like I said, I wanted to jump right into this one because I had no patience, and it was so interesting. And this is the first one I saw, and it's not too confusing to go back to the two older ones. They're not as, I don't want to say entertaining, but not as grasping as this one is. The next one, though, like I said, the whole courtroom is now filled because now he's got his following keeping up and helping exposing the lies. And the courtroom's going to be filled with support and hate towards Laura. And it's really intense.
Wow. Well, sometimes like going in order is a little overrated because like when you know stuff and you go back and watch something from the past, like it kind of gives you more perspective and catching stuff. So I enjoy that just as much.
Well, and you know what it is, you guys, as you know, like I've been struggling to even be able to go live. I got a lot going on right now. And so I know I'm not in the mind frame to be able to, hey, let me go do a perfect chronological order of this. Like, I can't commit to 100%. I know I could go on this day at this time right now. I just can't. And
Yeah.
I was realizing that I was falling down this rabbit hole on my own time. So I was like, you know what? Let me just utilize being able to go live and just fall down with you guys. So I'm not trying to claim I'm, like I'm super prepared and organized. No, I'm kind of just going down and watching with you guys and learning in real time because it's super interesting.
Yeah.
Hi, Kingston Tiffany. Okay. So here is our missing child. Our missing child for tonight's live stream, or this afternoon's live stream, is Jaden Lee Wiggins. Jaden has been missing since October 11th of this year from Newport News, Virginia. He is 15 years old. It says Jaden was last seen wearing blue jeans and a black puffy jacket. He was last seen on a bike in downtown Newport News. He is possibly in the Stewart Garden area. So if you or anyone who knows information on Jaden's whereabouts, please contact the Newport News Police Department, 757-247-2500. Thanks, Kosador. I'm being sporadic and a little disorganized, and that's my fault. But like, I'm just so excited and I'm so interested in it. And I think also what it is if I keep going back and start over, I'm never going to get to the current, which I want to continue looking at,
Yeah.
But this hearing does a very good layout for the background. You know what I mean? So it wasn't too hard for me to figure out watching it from this one as my starting point. So I know you guys could do just fine. All right. So again, less than 2 weeks had passed. The last one was October 4th. This is November 2nd. Since then, because October 25th, they had a family court hearing. I'm not sure what happened in that. I think it kept getting pushed out basically until paternity results came in, which, spoiler alert, that doesn't happen. But we're returning on November 2nd. You're going to see Clay to the left, and you're going to see that beautiful woman. That is his attorney who has entered an appearance on his behalf. And you're going to see, again, her attorney to the right, who has since retracted his support, no longer represents her, and showed support for Clayton. And you're going to see Laura appear via Zoom. She is not going to be showing that baby bump. I guarantee her lawyer told her, one, stop being up and moving around. It's very distracting, but you cannot have your camera focus solely on this fake baby bump. But
can we please replay the very end of the last
sure,
where she asked about showing the baby belly? Because
sure.
I told Michael about it after we got done, and he was like, "She did what?"
That was when I was hooked, as if I wasn't already hooked, because like I've said, while I'm working, I'll listen to court hearings all day long in the background. I like listening to them. I find them interesting. And this had automatically come up on my queue, on my feed. I didn't know what it was when I was listening to it. Because again, I have different court hearings playing nonstop. And so it's not like I had any context to this, or I knew it was like a bit, I just thought it was a normal hearing, a normal PPO, whatever hearing. And it was listening to it that I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy, and then that ending part, I was like, that's when I was hook, line, and sinkered. And I took the time to all right, hold on, let me look into this. And I'm like, The Bachelor, and then I fell down the rabbit hole and realized just how deep this went. But it was that ending part that I was like, oh, that's it. I'm hooked, because that, I don't know. Again, I'm very interested by life. It very much reminds me of Letitia Stout, and I am fascinated with just how far a liar is willing to go, because everyone lies. Everyone lies to an extent. Usually people lie to get out of a situation. They'll use a small lie to get out of whatever situation they're in that they need to get out of. Then we have people like Laura, people like Letitia, who lie when there's no reason to lie. And they lie to the extent to where you cannot possibly see a way out of it. Like, how the hell did you expect to claim to be pregnant with twins, right? And let's just for a second think, all right, he took you up on the numerous offers to go and meet you for the sonogram. If he agreed and met you, what the hell were you planning on doing? How were you going to get out of that lie? And it's It's people like that I'm very interested in on a psychological level, because it's like, what were they born like this? Does this get attributed to society being entitled, never being held accountable? Like, how do you get a liar like this? And I truly believe, yes, there's probably a personality disorder mixed in there, but it's also not being held accountable. It's usually someone who has gotten away their whole life with telling lies and never really truly being held accountable for it, no actual consequences, to the point where they feel bold enough to lie on this level. But you're going to see now the moment where, for the first time, those lies, she's going to be held for them, and you're not going to be able to just kind of weasel your way out of it. And you're going to see her facial expressions, because the way that she answers her attorney's questions, very rehearsed. She knew what he was going to ask. Now that Clayton's attorney on record's coming in, she's going to throw some curveballs, and you're going to see her facial expressions and her demeanor and her body language completely change, because she was not prepared for it.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's so good. So let's pivot for a second and go to the ending of the October 24th hearing. Okay. Okay, here it is.
Your Honor, is it possible for me to show Clayton that I am in fact pregnant if he hasn't seen me? No.
And again, I know that like we're looking at her and the judge, but look at her just solely, like, here. Look at her attorney's face, okay? When she does this, because it says everything.
For me to show Clayton that I am in fact pregnant if he hasn't seen me.
I can't with that. His eyes say everything. Like, no way did she actually. And he looks like a baby, fresh out of law school. Probably the first time he's dealing with someone this crazy, and willing to. Because listen, as a defense attorney, you are very familiar with defending clients that are guilty, and I cannot imagine it is easy. But someone not just being guilty, but someone who is willing to submit an insane amount of evidence that is falsified down to medical records and documents, that is bold. And that puts him in a really bad position too. But I'm still wondering, like, how is he rocking that hairdo? Half of it's buzzed, the other half isn't. I'm curious if there's a reason or if that's a choice. Welcome, Chessie. Thank you so much for becoming a member. But she is, and she's a vexatious litigant. She uses the court system to harass her victims. And she's still currently doing this because, again, there were 2 men prior. And the one guy, she's still in active court with. I think they go back at the end of this month regarding a restraining order against him. And I will drop the link. I think there's fundraising to help support him. He has a wife and 2 young children now, but he's still fighting Laura's accusations. And it's, like I said, the 2 men before who didn't have any following or publicity the way that Clayton had, they just got railroaded, and then it was Clayton that really brought the spotlight and the media into it. Well, actually, Laura herself when she went to the media, but now we have to do right. And kind of like this, the first guy she's done this to is still held up in litigation with her over it.
Wow.
Your Honor, is it possible for me to show Clayton that I am in fact pregnant because he hasn't seen me? No.
And see, he never once looked. And she said that because you guys saw last night how much time and effort she put in to trying to get him to see this bump. Nonstop, the 2 hours. That is her only concern. And he didn't once look at her. And that enraged her to the point where she decides to ask the judge, can I show him this bump that I have kept in frame for 2 hours? Because clearly I am pregnant. And if he just sees that I'm pregnant with his twins, all of this will just be resolved and there will be no issue.
Why don't we just pick up our dating contract where it left off?
Yes. How bizarre is that?
I can't. No, I love that judge.
Yeah, the
She's
judge's like, no. Now, I do get frustrated with the judge, even though I understand why she's going to make the decisions that she makes, because you can't essentially retry the case and move backwards just because you have an attorney who has entered their appearance for the second portion. Like, you already did your testifying, like Clayton already testified. And you already submitted your evidence, so you can't introduce new evidence. But it's going to be frustrating because you're going to want the judge to give her some more wiggle room. And I think that she should have, in regards to the prior case that was going on with Greg Gillespie, but the judge really doesn't give the attorney much room. Okay, so this is November 2nd, 2023, the second part to the October 24th court hearing. We are continuing. Laura Owens is currently on the stand undergoing direct exam from her attorney, and then they will proceed with cross-examination from the petitioner, who is Clayton, and his counsel, this lovely woman on the left-hand side.
Really quick. One of them isn't even one that I'm trying to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it would be that one.
Yeah. Did you guys not have it?
Yeah.
It would have been. I labeled it like 15. I don't know if you saw the. I gave them a USB. Do you have that USB?
I think I do. I do have it on my computer.
Okay.
So
and
we
if it's
printed
labeled,
what you gave us. I know somewhere that you
if it's labeled like 1 for 15, 15 just. If it's 15.
I'm sorry. I think that's the one then. Because ours started at 55, and 16, I assume, would have been your last one, which
That would have been
4, right?
Yes.
Okay,
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. I actually planned to. Yeah. I didn't know that the court was going to lodge it like that. Like, I'm used to them doing like defense 1, plaintiff 1. Like, back and forth. They're going to lodge it like all of them.
All at once. Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, and then that one, that was just a mistake. And don't even worry about it. I'm not going to try and admit it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you guys, it's so good. Exactly. And that's it. That's why I say it reminds me so much of Letitia Stout, because Letitia Stout also believed if she can just convince Al Stout that she did not kill Gannon and that he was essentially kidnapped, right? And he's being held, then all the FBI and the police and all of the departments that have come together to help find Gannon will be no longer. They'll just stop because Al said, oh, it's okay, I believe my wife. There's such a disconnect with these women.
Mm-hmm. I think that it's people like find interesting those that lie or just like the most egregious crimes, you know? And I was thinking about that because there's a lot of crimes that happen, unfortunately, like with Haley Anthony, you know, but Casey
Yes.
was such a shit show and stuff that people have done to their, I don't know, estranged ex, like with Jody and Travis, but it was Jody's lies, you know?
Yep.
And you're right, like with Tisha, like, and it doesn't mean that any other victim doesn't need as much awareness and publicity and justice, but it's just for some reason psychologically, these people that just go this far, it's like, how can you do that? It's not possible.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to be sexist here.
Mhm.
I notice these type of liars tend to be women. I haven't, like, I know that there are obviously men who are liars, but the ones who go over the top with an insane amount of ridiculous lies tend to be women. And I'm curious on a psych level if there's anything that backs that up or supports it or explains it. I'm going to look more into it. Maybe we should do a live compilation of, these women in history, who have, and because who else did it? Boswell did it too. You know, like these crazy deep lies that any normal functional person would be able to see. One, that's a lie, but two, how the hell are you gonna get out of it? Like that's just something silly. Like there's no way you're gonna walk out of this situation without being exposed, yet they just cannot see it. They don't care. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and you said Boswell, and also you're right, Leilani.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. The
Maybe is
female
it
brain is
because,
more creative. Yeah, you're right.
and I wonder, like, is it because, women are seen like in nature to be more docile, more pure, and in some people's eyes, like there's
Not
just a
anymore.
preconceived image.
If I could be honest, and I've said this before, we live in a different society now, and
True.
women aren't docile, and the lesser uh and the more gentler sex, honestly, now it's all about WAP and aggressive. Like women are aggressive, and but my point is, my argument is, because I've said it before, I do think today's society, and I think it plays a major impact. Not saying that people like this did not exist prior, versus there's an outside influence that is very much making it more prevalent now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting
You're
point,
right,
Harlan.
Harlot. Yeah. Say that again.
Oh, I was just agreeing with what you were like. You were agreeing with Harlot, or
Yeah.
saying, I'm also saying that's interesting point.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to look at, like I said, I've seen men who lie before, but the over the top detail, crazy, ludicrous, like what the hell has come from what I've seen and what I've studied females. And
Yeah.
it always tends to be looking like, yes, a personality disorder, histrionic, like borderline, mixed with then the current society, like these over the top, crazy, insane lies. I don't know. Maybe it is there farther back in history, but I think it's more prevalent now.
Yeah, it is interesting. Hmm.
Okay, here we go. I'm so excited. You guys, it's so good. Now Clay gets just to sit there and let his attorney handle it. They do, Pam, and I hate a woman who will lie about, I've seen it even in my real life. You lie about the pregnancy when a guy's about to break up, or abuse, or rape. And that shit is not okay. Because again, we've talked about it many times, and I promise I'll let it play after this. But the abuse surrounding males is not often enough spoken about.
Yeah.
Very much females are victims of abuse, of rape, of horrific things. So are men. And men have been shamed to essentially never report it, never speak about it. You're a wimp if you get hit and you cry like a bitch, right? Rape, too. Or just the accusation alone, which can destroy their life. And I see it happen all too often, and it is not okay. And for everyone who always wants to argue equality, it should be equal across the board. Across the board. And shit like this needs to start coming to light, and women like this need to start being held accountable the same way that judge, unfortunately, in the prior hearing, looked at her and, you got a bump. Clearly you're pregnant. You're just another man who doesn't want to own up to the consequences of his own actions. No, wrong. People need to become aware that women are not only victims, but they are the predators also.
Women are very good manipulators.
Insanely manipulative. Oh, thank you, Pretty Insane. And welcome, everyone. Hi, Cian's View. Just got here. Happy Thanksgiving to all my fellow Canadians. Happy Thanksgiving for the Canadians. Okay, here we go. And you'll see her downing monsters allegedly 25 weeks pregnant at this point.
So why won't she go to court?
Okay, so she said at the
Good
first
morning,
part of
I'm
this
Commissioner
hearing, the
Benson.
reason that she is not in the actual courtroom is because of the insane amount of death threats and harassment she has received from Clayton's following, that there is a genuine concern for her physical safety, and because she has a protection order out against him that she attended virtually.
Okay,
That's
thank
it.
you.
And,
Well, not only super healthy with her being pregnant, she also claims that she has epilepsy. So drinking Monster Energy drinks, pregnant with twins while having epilepsy is not the best idea, but I digress.
we're here today in the matter of Clayton Echard versus Laura Owens, CV 20230533952. We will start by having everyone state their names. Ms. Arena, if you want to begin.
Good morning, Your Honor. D'Angela Arena, counsel for the plaintiff, Clayton Echard. I'm also accompanied by Isabel Graney from my office, who's an associate.
You, Mr. Echard?
Do you want to take the chat
Thank
off,
you.
Melissa, so we can see the?
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Joshua Lopez representing Laura Owens, who's present before the court on Microsoft Teams.
All right, thank you. Ms. Owens, if you can say your name for me.
Laura Owens.
All right, thank you. All right, so this is the continuation of the contested hearing that the
Hi, Carol.
previously held on October 24th. Before we start, I guess we'll discuss that there was a request to have the hearing not put on live stream.
Yes.
The court granted that.
So sorry because I spoke over it. There was a motion submitted by defense, which is Laura, to not have the court hearing put on live stream. Okay. And the court had granted it.
Then there was an objection to that filed. The court had granted it prior to the objection, but I have reviewed the objection. At this time, I'm still ordering that the.
Now, if you look at the bottom right with Laura's attorney, behind him, you're going to see a male and a female. That is Greg Gillespie, her prior victim that she is in litigation with at this point for the same exact situation. And his, again, I don't know if it's his wife or fiance, girlfriend, but his partner to the right of him. So that is Greg Gillespie. So not only does Clayton now have an attorney representing him that Laura is familiar with because she had been on the case with Greg Gillespie, but she has now her ex, Greg Gillespie, that she has done this with, and his partner in this courtroom. So the heat is up, okay?
I'm so glad that they were able to connect. Like, that's bliss.
Oh, just wait till the next one, Shay. Just wait till the next one.
Okay.
The live stream not be active during the hearing. The courtroom is still open. Anyone who wants to come to the courthouse can view the hearing in the courthouse, but I'm not having the hearing live streamed. We also had a notice of supplemental allegations filed on October 31st. So Lopez, did you have an opportunity to review that?
I did have an opportunity to review it, and I'd like to object on a handful of different reasons, Your Honor. And if you'd like, I can present those now.
Sure.
So supplemental allegations, which essentially means when Clayton's attorney came on and represented, there's a lot that he didn't know to do, honestly. He was a pro se litigant, but supplemental allegations, which means not only was it his original allegations that he made when filing for this injunction, now there is an additional X amount of allegations that are going to be included. And the reason that she did that is to open the door to go down those avenues in the line of questioning. It has to be on the petition in order, or else it'll be outside of the scope.
It's funny how focused she is too. She's like, is that so and so?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So in regard to the amendment, well, in regard to the amendment, Your Honor, generally what happens in these order of protection hearings or injunction against harassment hearings, the petitioner is able to amend their petition at the beginning of the hearing before we've even started. to determine what the scope of the hearing should be in regard to. In this particular instance, Clayton did not have those in his petition, and we are now 4/5 of the way through his petition. Not only that, we've started the hearing and he's ended his case in chief. We've already presented now. He's ended his testimony. He's ended entering his exhibits. We've moved on to the defense case in chief, and we're 4/5. Again, we're 4/5 of the way through the hearing. If this was all complete on the same day, he wouldn't get that opportunity to now amend his petition once we're already about to be at the end of the hearing. Just because he's now hired counsel doesn't give him a new opportunity to now amend the petition or add exhibits or add testimony. That would essentially be restarting this whole hearing over again, opening up the petitioner to be able to testify, and then cross-examination, and then we would get a chance to respond. That wouldn't make any sense. It's too late now. He shouldn't be able to amend the petition at this point.
If you wanted to be heard,
I do, Your Honor, and
you can remain seated. It's
Okay.
better for the microphone anyway, so.
whatever the court's preference is, of course. Your Honor, with respect to our request to amend pursuant to Rule 38D, it's our position that we are able to amend at this point in time. Mr. Echard has already provided testimony to support these new allegations in his case in chief. I believe the purpose of Rule 38 is in part for judicial economy. As the court's well aware, Mr. Echard could proceed with filing an additional injunction against harassment at a later date. So we're really just doing this to ensure that the court has all the necessary allegations to proceed with making a determination in this hearing today. I don't believe it's prejudicial whatsoever. Again, the testimony has already been provided to support these new allegations, and I think it's important that they be added so that the court can make a determination today, and Mr. Echard doesn't have to come back another time with a new injunction.
All right, thank you. So when I first received it, I was concerned that we were, just adding stuff at the last second. I do think that these are just making more specific allegations that we did discuss, that Mr. Lopez did have an opportunity to cross-examine him about, because they were based on exhibits that were already admitted,
Right.
And have already been admitted at this time. So I will allow the amended allegations at this time over the objection. But I do have the same concerns Mr. Lopez expressed, which is we're not restarting this hearing. And so the reason we reset it was so that Mr. Lopez could ask Ms. Owens questions about their exhibits and admit whatever exhibits they were choosing to admit. Mr. Echard, I had given him an opportunity to review those exhibits prior to those being admitted, since he hasn't had an opportunity to see those. So where we are in the case is that Ms. Owens has testified primarily. She is going to, finish her testimony through whatever exhibits Mr. Lopez wants to admit. And then Mr. Echard would have the opportunity to cross-examine Ms. Owens, because that part he hadn't concluded yet. And then we would do closing arguments. So that's kind of where we are. Okay.
Just a question, Your Honor. So I understand that you're going to allow the amended petition, but as far as the exhibits that the petitioner was trying to supplement, those are not being included. Is that correct? He's not getting the opportunity to admit additional exhibits. Is that correct?
Now, why this pisses me off is, if you guys remember why there even had to be a second hearing that we're doing right now, is because right before they walked in to the initial hearing, that attorney, Laura's attorney, handed Clayton a flash drive that had all of their exhibits that he did not have a chance to review, nor did he even have his laptop. That is why they even adjourned to come back on this day, so Clayton would have a chance to review it. Now, in that meantime, he obtained counsel. And so the argument, which I understand is valid, it's a little hypocritical given that they had just handed a bunch of exhibits right before they had walked in the last time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the only thing I have about the exhibits, and I haven't seen that, I haven't reviewed all of those exhibits. The only thing I don't know about any of the exhibits is if they were in response to any of the exhibits that you have, I guess is what I'm not.
And I guess I'm not sure either.
I guess that's the only thing I don't know, but at this point, I do think his, case has been basically concluded.
Okay. My final question is, as far as this hearing, I know it indicates in the minute entry it was, we were just going to go for 30 minutes. Is that 30 minutes altogether? Is that 30 minutes for us to present our exhibits? Is that broken down? I just want to make sure that I'm efficient with my time as best I can be.
I mean, ideally, we're here for 30 minutes, but I will extend it to 45 minutes to allow everyone to do closing. So the testimony portion, and that would include cross-examination time, would be the 30 minutes.
Okay. Is it like 20 or is it like 15 and 15? I just want to make
sure. 20 is fine, and then 15, 10 minutes to cross-examine if we need to, and 15 minutes for closing, sort of around that time.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Rena?
Your Honor, with respect to the exhibits, the supplementals, they are, for the most part, impeachment exhibits with respect to Ms. Owens' prior testimony.
Now, for anybody who isn't familiar, there is a discovery process where you exchange exhibits beforehand so that you are prepared and you're able to have your defense and know what they're about to present against you. You are able, there is an exception for purposes of impeachment. You can introduce a new piece of evidence on the spot. And what impeachment is if you're trying to show that they are lying. So if she is saying, I never once went to, Home Depot ever, nope, you didn't go the week of October 1st to 8th, like in 2022. Nope, I never did. Then you could submit evidence that shows that she actually was shopping. They have the video footage. She's in there. She got a receipt. It's on her credit card with her name for impeachment purposes. So what his lawyer is arguing right now, the additional exhibits they submitted are for purposes of impeachment because she already started testifying on the first hearing. So they're submitting evidence that shows that she has already lied in that portion of the hearing.
Oh.
Now, you also have to remember in the future, at the next court case, she claimed she had already miscarried. She was told she miscarried in July. So even though she is very much being pregnant today, just know in the future, she claimed she had already miscarried back in July. It is November 2nd.
It's wild.
And so I guess to answer the court's question, they are responsive to defendant's exhibits here. So it would be utilized for cross-examination. That's what the supplemental exhibits are for.
And I mean, I think you could use them for impeachment purposes if you felt they would be relevant. So I just don't know if she has them to look at.
They were disclosed to Mr. Lopez on, I believe, yesterday morning.
I was able to send them to my client, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, one last thing. While I understand and respect the court's decision regarding the courtroom being closed for live stream, I do have concerns regarding the fact that Ms. Owens is present virtually and who's present, in her household and who else is being able to listen to this. My client, unfortunately, with this hearing not being able to be live streamed, is being precluded from having any of his family, friends, or any other persons that may want to listen in support of him from being able to do that. So I would just ask that the court at least confirm with Ms. Owens that no one is present. I know this is hard to confirm, but that's one of our concerns.
Okay.
Now, remember, in the future, and we're going to get to this, there was an accomplice listed in her indictments, and it is speculative to believe that her mom had some type of involvement or at least knowledge or aided. And so I'm curious if this lawyer at this point, right, would have had a good idea that was going on and is referring specifically to her mom. I'm curious about that.
It's interesting.
I mean, obviously his family can be here, and I'm not sure he looks like he has some people here, but Ms. Owens, is anyone else with you?
No, I'm in a casita by myself.
Okay.
I can also pan if they want to see that nobody else is present, if that would be helpful.
Okay.
What's the sure
All
ability?
right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So Mr. Lopez, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. I want to turn the court's attention to, and I'll jump around here a little bit, but Exhibit 38. And Your Honor, do you have that available? It's a video. Do you need a USB?
You can hook up to that, to your computer to show it. I can make you a presenter.
I can play it on my computer. Is that what you? Because I can bring it up there.
See,
Yeah, if you want to present it.
the female attorney, she gazes over to Laura multiple times during this. But just to reiterate, Clay never once looked at, and that must have drove her nuts. And I love that because it's little things like that that fuel Laura. And the fact that he never once looks at her, never once in this whole court, it's amazing. But watch how his attorney glances over because she knows Laura. She is familiar with Laura, and she's about to take Laura to task.
Because I can bring it up there.
Yeah, if you want to present it, then I can make you a presenter and you can.
Yes, Kimberly.
Well, actually,
Yep.
I think you need the little hookup thing to that.
Yeah, there was some technical difficulties. I want to either say last time or in a different court. I could try and do that. I don't have the.
You know, Beth, if
And
you
that's
can bring in those
what it was.
hookup things.
The door.
What was that, Your Honor? Sorry.
I'm trying to get my JA to bring in the little extra extension thing that I think you need. And I think they just hook up to the thing and then you can hook them up to your computer. But then I think they need to hook up to that.
I don't have I don't know the cord that needs to be plugged in.
I'm not 100%, but it's supposed I think there's a cord already there, maybe.
This is the one for this. Well,
So it'll be the judge at the next court case that we're going to go over between them. The one that I'm like the epic showdown. It's going to be that judge that reported her to Maricopa County Prosecution's Office that got these the investigation going, criminally speaking, and got her indicted on the 7 counts. You know it's bad when a judge in your court case reports you.
Let's see, you're A or B, but I'm.
Right, sweet liege? Yeah, the guy sitting in the bottom right, Greg Glepps.
if that doesn't work, then the other thing I can do is just plug it directly into my computer. Is it working?
I mean, I made you a presenter, but I don't see anything currently. I just see you right now. But I don't know if you want to try to.
Okay, let me just try one more thing now.
You're going to see her body language so different in this one than the first part.
How about now, Your Honor?
I mean, are you playing something or?
Not yet, but I wasn't sure if it would just show me. Now I'm playing something.
I'm not seeing anything.
Sure.
You are?
Wait, do you have in front of you exhibit that's marked 38?
I believe I know the one that you're referring to. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe it's the video of my pregnant stomach. Is that correct?
That's
Yeah. Is this an accurate video of you?
So it's actually not showing up at all on
yes,
mine.
Marjorie.
Your Honor, I can see you and I can see Mr. Echard's counsel, but I can't see my attorney or anything else.
You can't see me?
No,
If you can maybe just put it near the lap, we might be able to see it just on the
I
screen
think
there.
what she's saying is she can't see all the participants.
She can see you. Well, can you see him now?
I cannot. I can only see you and I can see Mr. Echard's counsel.
I mean, I can maybe unmake you a presenter because I think maybe that's what happened is. Can you see him now?
I cannot.
Can you click something on your screen, like participants, or a different view?
Let me see.
Okay,
Show
gallery, what is?
No, nothing else. Nobody else is showing up.
Okay. Despite you being able to see me, do you
Yes.
have in front of you Exhibit 38?
The video of my pregnant stomach.
Yes. What is this?
It's a video that I took of my pregnant stomach because Mr. Echard asked me to take it for him so he could verify that I was indeed pregnant.
Okay. And is this video an accurate reflection of what you looked like recently?
In September, I believe.
And is this a video that Mr. Echard asked you to send to him?
Yes, it is.
Was that to show proof that you were in fact pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to move into evidence Exhibit 38.
Now
Your
that
objection.
video again will come in to evidence at the next court case, and experts, as far as doctors, will testify whether or not you had to have been pregnant to have a stomach to look like that, or if it could have been alternative reasons. But that bump would have been pretty massive if she had taken that in September, given that she would have been pregnant June. She would have only been like 3 months. Pretty big, but I guess you could argue with twins.
Well, they got together what into May, May
She
20th.
said June
First,
1st.
she said she was already pregnant.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is the video that they're referring to, so you could see what her stomach looked like. Now, in this, her face is cut off, but it's not in the original. For the 1 second you saw it on his computer, it's not cut off in the original, so you can see it's her. Okay, so this is the video they're referring to right now, and again, that's her horse riding 3 days before it, but they're going to have experts testify at the next court date. Is this 100% the stomach of someone who's pregnant, or could there be other reasons of why her stomach would be protruding that way? But she's admitting to sending this to Clayton after he requested it to show proof that she was indeed pregnant.
I don't believe sufficient foundation was laid. Also, this video does not have any time or date stamp on it to be inherently reliable.
The January trial, so after this court hearing, there's another court case that's going to take place in Maricopa County, also between Clayton Echard and Laura Owens. That judge ultimately, after the end, will report her to the Maricopa County Prosecutor's Office for an investigation to take place, because they believe that judge believed she had made false statements in court. She was ultimately indicted on 7 felony counts: 1 count of fraudulent schemes, 1 count of forgery, 4 counts of perjury, and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. That is what she is going to trial for in January, which we will be covering. All related to this.
I mean, I can't see it, but
Is there any way, Your Honor, for the video to be played on the Microsoft Teams?
so that's what I think we were trying to have them do
For
with
sure,
that,
Neat Noodle.
the hookup thing, but I don't know specifically how to do it. Beth, do you know how to hook it up or no?
I do not, but I can ask next door.
So a lot of time being wasted just to get this evidence going.
Okay. A little more foundation for the, right, if you just want to lay a little more foundation for the exhibit itself.
Yeah, so Ms. Eckert, when did you say that you took this video?
I took this video in September, and when I did send it to Mr. Echard on that date via email, I also sent him a screenshot that showed, like if you scroll up on a video, and it can show exactly when it was taken, where it was taken, to prove that it wasn't something like I had edited or taken prior to that.
And why did you take that video?
I took that video because he had asked me for a video to show him that I was pregnant.
Okay,
Because,
and
yeah, I'm sorry.
the video that you submitted and that we're requesting the court enter into evidence, this is the video that you're talking about?
Yes, it is. I was able to pull up 38. Yes, that's the video.
Okay.
And I
Your
did
Honor,
it.
at this time, we're requesting that this be entered into evidence.
Again, I reiterate my objection, Your Honor. I don't believe sufficient foundation has been laid. She said September. I don't have the date in September, the year. There's no proof she sent this to Mr. Echard. And furthermore, we don't have proof that it hasn't been edited.
Your Honor, she's testified that this was the video, that she sent it in September. She sent it because Mr. Echard had indicated she should send it to him to show that she was pregnant. The foundation's laid. She testified to all of this.
Ms. Owens, does the video that you're looking at in Exhibit 38, is that a true and accurate depiction of the video that you made in September?
Yes, it is.
All right. Relevant to exhibit over the objection.
Was it working?
38. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ms. Owens, I'd like to take your attention to Exhibit 40. Can you please explain what these are?
These are text messages that Clayton sent me from the time when he found out that I was pregnant through, I believe it was the beginning of July. And these were text messages, for example, that showed that I believe it was the second to last one, shows, "I'm sorry, this made it harder. I wanted you to come over to confirm what I was doubting," and it did confirm that. So I don't see you as a liar anymore, proving that I had gone over to his house and taken a pregnancy test that he had purchased in front of him and that he knew I was
Your Honor,
pregnant.
I'm going to object at this time. She's reading exhibits that have not been admitted into evidence. More foundation needs to be laid as far as I'm concerned.
Your Honor, I think that she's just trying to explain what these are, and she is.
Well, I mean, if you can explain that without reading the whole exhibit. So.
Okay. Okay, without are these text messages that Clayton had sent to you?
Yes, they are.
Is the phone number that is indicated at the top of each one of these text messages a number that you know to be Clayton?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Was that a phone number that Clayton had texted you from previously?
Yes.
Do you know if Clayton had changed his number since he had texted you from that number previously?
No, he had not, to my knowledge.
Okay. And these text messages, were they sent to you during the time periods between when you became pregnant to when this petition against you for this injunction against harassment was filed?
Yes.
Are these accurate reflections of those text messages? Have they been altered in any way?
They have not been altered in any way.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to admit into evidence Exhibit 40.
Any objection?
Sir, I'm objecting for the record. I think there's a completeness issue here. These text messages have been altered. As the court can see, these text messages only include the statements that Ms. Owens wants to include here, not the context surrounding the text messages. I also believe that there hasn't been sufficient foundation laid with respect to the actual dates that these text messages span.
All right, I'll admit 40 over objection.
All right, I'd like to turn your attention now to Exhibit 47. Do you have Exhibit 47 in front of you?
Yes, I do.
And what is this exhibit?
This is an email I got from Clayton on September 17th saying that he was unbothered by me going to the media about the situation.
Okay, now, you said when was this email sent to you?
September 17th.
And it was your understanding that it was sent from Mr. Echard?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and what was this email in response to?
This was in response to me saying that I had told him that if he didn't continue to participate in the paternity case, that I felt like I was going to need to go to the press because I thought that would pressure him to come up with a parenting
Objection,
plan.
Your Honor. She's providing a narrative that's not part of this exhibit. Again, this is a completeness issue here. She is cutting out the portions she wants and leaving out the context, which would be the email that she sent him that he is responding to.
I'm only
If you want to present the other half of it, obviously you can. I would go ahead and admit exhibit, what are we, 40?
Okay, Your Honor, yeah, at this time I'd like to admit this exhibit.
47, that'll be admitted.
Okay, I'd like to turn your attention to Exhibit 37. This again is, what is it?
I do not have exhibit 37 in front of me.
It should be a video.
Can you possibly give me the context for which video it is?
So she was provided all of these exhibits. Why don't you have them up in front of you? I don't know. But yeah, HCG is the hormone that a pregnant woman produces. So when a woman takes a pregnancy test, what determines whether it's positive or negative is HCG. It's detecting HCG. HCG will not be present in a woman. Yeah, well, let me be clear. It can come up a false positive. You could only have false positives. You don't have false negatives. But it's detecting the HCG hormone. Now, you can get fertility treatments to trigger ovulation, and that can include HCG. So you're going to hear at the next case it coming out that she was getting HCG, which could have been the reason that she had a positive pregnancy test. But it's also going to come out that hearing that, yes, she took the pregnancy test in front of him, as she likes to say, but he wasn't literally watching her. She was in the bathroom, and I don't know if they said the door was open, but he wasn't watching her.
Yeah, she made it seem last time like she had to tinkle on it in front of him.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't be surprised about, getting HCG on fertility, because you're right. Like I had to take that whenever I was starting a fertility, and they told me, like, even if you do an at home, like, let's try not to get like too excited because we need to do further testing because you're going to have some of that in your body.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Wolfie.
Or
you like her face right now, Pink Pam? Just wait until cross-examination. It is, you're gonna start to see the like that's the best facial. Like you're gonna see her face start scrunching out. Like what? Like as soon as she's confronted, because she's been in control this whole time. This is the third man she's taken to court with these lies and gotten away with it every time. But right now she's in control. She's always been in control, but that's about to change. That's about to shift.
It should be a video that was posted by Clayton.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know exactly the video. It was a video that Clayton posted on October the 6th on his public.
What is it? What is this video?
This is Mr. Echard telling his 200 and nearly 300,000 followers that the results of our paternity testing were back and he was not the father, when in fact the paternity test results were not back.
Okay, so you had done a paternity test?
Correct.
The results are not back?
The results are still not back. The testing is ongoing according to the lab.
But since the paternity test had come back, you are indicating Clayton had posted a video?
Correct.
Where was that video posted?
I'm sorry, did you say where or when?
Where?
It was posted to his public Instagram,
When was it posted?
October the 6th.
Okay, how did you get a copy of it?
I got a copy because it was on his public Instagram.
Okay, and was this an accurate have you altered the video in any way?
No, I have not.
Okay, Your Honor, I'd like to admit Exhibit 37 into evidence.
Your Honor, I'm objecting on relevance. This case is about Miss Owens' harassment of Mr. Echard. Mr. Echard posting anything on his private social media is not relevant to this case.
Your Honor, as part of the petition that Mr. Echard had written, he had indicated.
So, and just pausing real quick. So again, you have to remember he had a large following. He's a bachelor, and he had gone after she went to the media. He had started utilizing his own public platforms to give his side because she was sabotaging his business relationships and making these narratives about him. And so she claims the first paternity test, it got lost. It got lost in transit, didn't go through. The second paternity test, it detected little to no fetal DNA. He went.
Oh, that's the other way around, right?
What?
Is it the other way around or no?
What do you mean?
I thought the first one detected little to no DNA and the second one was lost in transit that she's saying. Or maybe I'm lost.
Maybe, I don't know. All I know is that there were two prior.
Yeah.
One detected little to no fetal DNA. One was lost in like transit. Either way, with the one that was little to no fetal DNA, he went live on his platform and he announced that because obviously there'll be little to no fetal DNA if you aren't pregnant. But obviously, if you are the company who is doing the testing, I'm going to question whether or not the person is pregnant. You're going to say, well, there's a chance that it did become diluted in the 2 days it took in transit, I guess, get to the lab. So you need to supply another. So before the last court hearing, she had said a few weeks ago, I submitted the third and we're awaiting the results now. So they have taken now 3. One got lost. One came back little and no fetal DNA, and they're currently in the process of waiting for the third right now. But we know it came back little and no fetal DNA because there is no babies. Okay, but they're referring to a post that he made where he went live and announced, there it is, little no fetal DNA, like there is no babies. I was right, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're referring to.
And just so you know, like early on in pregnancy, I know Harlot asked, like, so the pregnancy test, like at home, they're detecting the HCG hormone, which as you further along in your pregnancy, there is an increase in that hormone.
A rapid increase. It doubles like every day when you first become pregnant.
And your estrogen is just like out of control. So even like in those tests, they'll be looking for that, but they're also going to be looking at your other hormone levels.
Yes. Yep. But I'm interested because Neat Noodle said yesterday, you can't do a paternity test by the mother's blood. Now, I'm not familiar. I trust Neat. But that's really interesting because, wait, if they can't determine paternity by a mother's blood, then what the hell testing are they doing?
It's so like it's amino acid. Remember when they started coming out with the testing that they were doing for autism and Down syndrome, where they could do the amino acid? It's similar to that. Like because what you're doing when you're doing that, you're already pulling out that amino acid and getting the DNA, and then they're looking at that DNA to see if there is any like, how do you say it? any kind of like transformations in those DNA that would indicate that the baby could have maybe those syndromes or disorders, right? But
Right.
at the same time, when you have that DNA, you can test paternity.
Interesting. Isn't
Yeah.
that amazing that they're able to do that? And I see Neat saying that they've come out more recently where they can do it. Thank you for the clarification. But that's actually pretty amazing that simply from the mother's blood, you're able to establish who the biological father is. That's incredible. Wow. That's insane.
Fetal cells floating in the. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Neat.
Yeah.
That's new. That's
That's
new to me.
incredible. That's incredible that they're able to do that.
Mhm. Love science.
Yeah. Science, bitch.
Indicated that my client was defaming him when in fact my client was not defaming him, and that she was harassing him by sending him emails and different text messages. I think that this is relevant to show that not only were the text messages and emails concerning my client's pregnancy, paternity, but also what I had indicated in my opening and evidence that we had Ms. Owens testify to, that she did in fact also message Clayton to take down certain false videos or false statements offline because she was getting harassed by his fans and followers. So this video is to show that this was the video that he had posted, and the reason she had continued communication with him beyond just the pregnancy and paternity was for him to take down certain videos, that it wasn't for harassment and that it was for legitimate purposes. This is that video that we want to present to show why my client was communicating with Clayton regarding that specific issue.
All right, I'll admit the exhibit for the purpose of that limited purpose that you're referring to.
Authorization to publish to the court.
Okay.
It's Friday, and you know what we need on a Friday? We need some good news. Who's got the good news today? I got the good news. What's that good news, Clayton? Well, test results came back early, and they said little to no fetal DNA present. Let's go, baby. We knew, I knew that was going to happen. 5 months of finally put to rest. Thank you all to those that supported me and waited until everything came out and spent false accusations in 2 years. I really don't want to, look ahead to next year and see what's going to happen. I think false accusations in a lifetime is enough. So thank you all for the support, love, trying time that I learned so much about myself. And now back to the regularly scheduled programming. And listen, it's Friday.
About 5 more minutes.
Same, Neat Noodle. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. I was negative and my ex was negative, and both with a negative blood becomes dangerous because then the fetus is guaranteed to be negative and the body will reject something like that. I don't remember, but you had to get like the shot to prevent. I don't remember what it was. Just doxed my blood type.
All right, I'd like to turn the court and Ms. Owens, I'd like to turn your attention to Exhibit 44. What is Exhibit 44?
Exhibit 44 is a text message I received from Clayton on June the 4th.
Okay, and was this? Okay, this was from. Is this a text message or is this an email?
This is a text message.
Is this an accurate reflection of the text message? Has it been altered in any way that Clayton had sent to you?
No, it has not been altered, and yes, it is accurate.
I don't see a phone number in here. Was Mr. Echard's phone number saved as Clayton Echard in your phone?
Yes, it was at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
See, look at his hair. I'm curious.
And
I don't want to make a judgment because maybe there's a scar there. I can't see. Like, there's a reason maybe he has it shaved on one side, or it's just a choice. Maybe it's a bold choice to have half and half. But all I know is certain attorneys have said, like, you know, male attorneys, like, can't grow out your hair, can't really do anything. Not saying that you're not allowed to, versus you do get looks as an attorney. So I'm curious because that is a bold hairstyle for a new and upcoming attorney, half shaved, half slick. Interesting, right? Hey, Anton. Oh, please be safe, though. Yeah, I'm also negative. That's what it was. The Rogam shots, Pink Pam. That's what it was. I'm curious, right, Miko? Imagine being gaslit to the point where you question whether or not, like, you slid it in for a moment. Like, that's got to be horrible. And I'm sure the exchange between them two, where he is even talking about getting an abortion, getting this, it looks bad because it's like, why would you ever discuss that if you've never had sex? But if anyone has ever experienced someone so manipulative and they have this ability to gaslight you to where you start questioning the truth, that is how manipulative that person is. And yeah, he was under the influence to where, yeah, I was so high to where you don't recall having sex, though. I mean, she gaslit him to believe that that was a possibility. The fact that she's just casually sitting there perjury, dude, Carolyn Cooper, it's about to shift because she's comfortable right now, even though she's uncomfortable with Greg Gillespie in the room and now Clayton having the attorney. She's still in her comfort zone, but watch how quickly her whole demeanor changes when she's under cross-examination. Yeah, they make you feel crazy. It's a real horrible feeling. Like, I've gone through that insane gaslighting twice in my life, and both times, like, it makes you feel, I don't know what the word, like, I couldn't describe it. Like, only if you've been through it could you understand how it's even possible.
Yeah, it is really awful. But I will tell you, sorry, I had it on hold because I was washing something down, but I actually think his hair is on purpose, Melissa.
Yeah, I see Sweet Leech says, I think he had a procedure on his head. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have no idea because I didn't know the history. But I'm like, I'm curious if it's a choice or not.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it more now that has bent down.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. He's a scar.
Maybe instead of like a little patch missing, you kind of just do half. Like, I dig it. It works.
It's cool.
Have been known to cause pregnancy without intercourse. Oh my God, it's horrible. It's horrible. Just from THC gummies.
And
I know, Samantha.
Your Honor, I'd like to admit Exhibit 44 into evidence at this time.
Any objection to 44?
Your Honor, I would just object for the record as to completeness. Again, I believe there is more to this text message than what is being disclosed in this exhibit.
All right, I'll admit it over objection.
Okay, I'd like to turn to Exhibit 46. Ms. Owens, what is Exhibit 46?
Exhibit 46 is a variety of different medical providers that I saw confirming that I am, in fact, pregnant from the day I found out I was pregnant on June 1st through, I believe it was last week. It may have been through the week prior to that, but I have the dates on there through October 11th. Yeah.
Now pay attention to that. What, we can't see the exhibit, but what is that? That's a list of doctors I have seen from when I first found out I was pregnant, June 1st, to current for the pregnancy. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Were these pictures, why were these pictures taken? Why did you save these documents?
I saved these documents again to try to prove to Mr. Echard that I was indeed pregnant because he doubted me.
Did he ask you to send these documents?
Yes, he did.
To show why?
He asked for these documents to show that I was indeed pregnant and that the pregnancy was ongoing and that it was viable.
Have you altered any of these documents in any way to misconstrue their meaning?
No, I have not altered them.
And are these an accurate reflection of these documents?
Yes, it's entirely accurate.
They are your documents?
Yes, they are.
All right, Your Honor, I'd like to admit Exhibit 46 into evidence.
Ooh, she bearing
Your Honor,
herself.
I'm not objecting because I believe the court needs to see these exhibits. But I will note.
Okay, hold on. I'm not objecting because I think the court needs to see these exhibits. Okay. But, you know, she's going to make sure it's on the record what she wants to say. But she is allowing these exhibits to come through, and look at Laura's face, for Laura to perjure and bury herself. And I know we don't have full context yet, but we're about to get it.
46 into evidence.
Your Honor, I'm not objecting because I believe the court needs to see these exhibits. But I will note that we have concerns regarding what they're being offered for.
So, 46.
Very smooth move.
I'd like to take your attention to Exhibit 48. Do you have that in front of you?
I do, yes.
Okay, what is it?
This is a letter from the Arizona Department of Real Estate that they sent me after looking into Mr. Echard's conduct when he was my realtor, showing that he was found in violation of professional conduct for not submitting an offer.
So again, you have to remember how their relationship started. Found through LinkedIn. He was like a real estate agent. She was looking for property. They had like a one-night oral stand. The very next morning, he reached out and apologized and said, that was very unprofessional of me. That will not be happening again. I want to keep it strictly professional and business moving forward. Now, you know, her ass wasn't okay with that. Obviously, she claimed that she was pregnant and sent him dating contracts, but you know, her ass also went and reported him and showed up. Yep, he was found guilty, essentially, of not submitting an offer she wanted him to submit for like a property or something like that.
Violation of professional conduct for not submitting an offer.
Yep.
Okay, was this something that you received from the Arizona Department of Real Estate?
Correct.
Did you alter this document in any way?
No, I did not.
Did you receive it on or about September 15th, 2023?
Correct.
Okay, Your Honor, I'd like to admit this into evidence.
I'm objecting for the record based on relevance. Again, this matter is about Ms. Owens' harassment of Mr. Echard. I do not believe that this is relevant.
I agree. It will not be admitted. 48.
Your Honor, how much time?
1 minute.
1 minute.
I'd like to turn to Exhibit 50, Your Honor. This will be the final one that Or Exhibit 50, do you recognize that exhibit?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and what is it of?
This is something that was posted to Reddit by Mr. Echard under a false name, and that was also in the order of protection hearing I had against him last week. It was discussed.
Last week?
Okay, and did you change this image in any way?
No, I definitely did not.
How'd you get a copy of this image?
It was on Reddit. Somebody had created it, but I know it was Mr. Echard because only he had this image.
Objection. She's testifying, Your Honor, regarding information that she cannot testify about. Speculating.
So you can have her lay a foundation that she has knowledge of.
Okay. It's your understanding that Mr. Echard posted this picture?
Yes, because only he had the photo and the sonogram I'm holding that's been edited.
Or you posted it.
Then I'd like to admit
That's been edited. Little slips, because you're going to come to find out she will at the next court date admit to editing sonogram photos, but not fully, just in the little irrelevant pieces. And then there are other photos that are edited that she didn't edit that are just magically edited.
Oh gosh.
Because only he had the photo and the sonogram I'm holding that's been edited.
Okay.
That's been edited.
Then I'd like to admit
Little slip.
Okay.
That's been edited. Sonogram I'm holding that's been edited.
Okay.
That's been edited.
Then I'd like to admit exhibit
50.
50 at this time.
Your Honor, I'm objecting. This is inherently unreliable. She's failed to lay sufficient foundation. This was not posted by Mr. Echard, and she's provided zero proof that this was posted by Mr. Echard, or further that this was sent to Mr. Echard in this manner.
I'm going to sustain the objection and not admit 50.
Okay, nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Direct examination.
Your Honor, before I start with cross-examination, my request would be, if the court's willing to entertain this, that we be permitted to go until noon. And I would be willing to waive closing argument because I do have important questions that I would like to go through, as opposed to presenting the court with a closing argument if the court would allow that.
Well, let's see how we're doing on time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, and here we're about to go, guys. So they're already extremely limited on time. Like, essentially, the judge is like, you got 10 minutes at the beginning of this. So she's saying, I'll waive my closing argument because it is necessary and critical that I be able to cross-examine her and get these questions and her answers on the record, more vital than a closing argument. So can I please have additional time? And this is where I told you I'm going to get frustrated, because even though I can understand in one sense why the judge, limits her, but at the same time, you're going to see like, oh, just give her some room, man. Like, come on. And hi, Bible lady. It's here we go. Like, look at Laura's face. Cross-examination of Laura. This is where it all turns. And even her lawyer looks nervous. Look at him like, shit, here we go. Here we go.
You see him looking at her?
Yeah. Like, don't fuck this up, man. But spoiler alert, she fucks it up.
I'm a good shit show.
Good morning, Ms. Owens.
Good morning.
You were thoroughly questioned by your attorney at the last hearing in this case on October 24th of 2023, correct?
Correct.
And you understand that you were under oath at that time, and you remain under oath today, right?
Correct.
And you're aware that any false testimony that you provided or provide today could be considered perjury, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so based on that, Ms. Owens, before I proceed with my line of questioning, do you have any prior testimony that you'd like to correct at this time?
I do not.
Look at her face.
I want to make sure that you're clear-headed. And obviously, it's your position that you are pregnant with alleged twins, correct?
100%. Yes, correct.
What medications are you currently on?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant, and that's an inappropriate question for this.
Overall, it can be impacting your testimony.
I'm on prescribed prenatals, and I'm on folic acid. And I also take lamotrigine for epilepsy.
Okay, so right off the bat, can you tell that she's thrown off? Like, her whole demeanor changes, her whole facial expression changes, and she is not, she's uncomfy, she's uncomfortable. And The first thing her brain goes towards is she's not under prescribed prenatal medications or folic acid, but then she has to remember, oh yeah, my epilepsy, which interesting enough, the medication that she alleges she is prescribed for epilepsy is also prescribed for bipolar. Just saying. Yeah, pass the popcorn.
And I'm on folic acid. And I also take lamotrigine for epilepsy.
Is there anything else? Is that your entire list of medications?
That's my entire list because I was taken off of anything else that I was on when I found out that I was pregnant.
And have you been diagnosed with any other medical or mental health issues?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think that that's going into her mental health, going into her physical health, mental health. I don't think that's appropriate for this type of hearing.
Those are all I have a question.
Depression.
Okay, and any other physical health diagnoses?
Epilepsy.
And who provided those diagnoses?
All right, I think we're now over the report of that testimony.
Understood, Your Honor. I'll move on, please.
Look at that monster.
And how far along are you as we sit here today with respect to the pregnancy?
I am 24 weeks along.
Look at her face.
And when was your last menstrual period in order to calculate your due date?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think that that's appropriate at this time.
I understand you must be really uncomfortable, young attorney, sir. But at the same time, you see that question because they always ask, when was your last menstrual cycle? When was the first day of your last menstrual cycle? Because that is how they calculate your due date, not based on when you had sex. It's not how they calculate the due date. It's the first day of your last menstrual cycle. Look at her face.
Your due date.
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think that that's appropriate at this time. It seems like these questions are meant to harass my client. She's indicated she's pregnant. She's indicated it's been 9 months. You don't need to know things about her menstrual period.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can you please provide us with your alleged due date?
February 14th.
And you testify that there's absolutely no possibility at all that your alleged twins are anyone other than Clayton, correct?
There's no chance they're anybody else's.
But you understand that Clayton has been very clear from day one that he did not have sexual intercourse with you, right?
Clayton was not. If you look at the June 4th message,
Ma'am, these are yes or no questions. Do you understand that Clayton was very clear from day one that it's his position he did not have sexual intercourse with you?
Then the answer is no.
Right, Harlot?
And as we sit here today, you have participated in 3 DNA tests to try to prove that Clayton's the father, correct?
Correct.
And not a single DNA test has come back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stating Clayton's the father.
Sorry, it was 2 DNA tests, not 3.
Well, you indicated at the last hearing that you were providing a sample for the 3rd DNA test to be completed, correct?
But the second one there was an issue with the transit according to the lab. So, I mean, that wasn't tested. So I can't say that I have had 3 tests that have come back with different.
Yes, you were right, Shay. So the first one came back little to no fetal DNA. Second is lost in transit. And third is now in the process.
No, that makes sense though. Like why we were thinking that too, because like I didn't know if they were actually going to end up testing that second one. It was kind of confusing.
Yeah, no, but good catch. Yeah, she looks like she has an inner demon that was growling and shit. Her whole demeanor is different. And notice, the way she's answering questions is when we ask a question, the last word tends to go up, like, how are you doing? You know, like, and her answers, which should be statements, she is she is saying them like a question, like, when is your due date? April 14th? You know, like she is stating it like a question, like she doesn't even know, like she's asking it.
Yeah.
Hearing that you were providing a sample for the third DNA test to be completed, correct?
But the second one got there was an issue with the transit according to the lab. So I mean that wasn't tested. So I can't say that I have had 3 tests that have come back with different results because only 2 were tested.
Ms. Owens, you've provided a sample on 3 separate occasions for DNA tests, correct?
Correct, but the second was
Ma'am, these are yes or
I
no
had nothing to
questions.
do
I'm
about.
not looking for you to elaborate. So we'll move on. As we sit here today, not a single DNA test has come back indicating that Clayton's the father, correct?
The samples were diluted and I'm going back next month is what I was
These are yes or no questions. It's a very simple question. As we sit here today, you have no DNA test that indicates that Clayton is the father, right?
Right, Neat Noodle. That's nothing to even argue about. And that's when someone is telling on themselves, okay? Because, and I love this strategy that these attorneys do, because really, and we've seen this before, we see this in going over like the trial against Casey Anthony. She's asking a very simple question and answering no, that there hasn't been any conclusive results that state that Clayton is the father. Saying no to that, right? They don't have that, is not damning. It's not, oh, well, that means you're lying, you know? It's just, no, you don't. That doesn't mean that there won't be a conclusive answer in a month that deems him the father, right? But just by asking that line of questioning and not witnesses have this overwhelming desire to elaborate, to give an explanation with things. But she is very much telling on herself by not just answering the question and overly sharing and explaining why there's no results that point to Clayton as of now.
DNA test that indicates that Clayton is the father, right?
the results, the testing is ongoing is what I was told, as was Clayton.
So
So
you've
that's not
said that on a couple occasions, that the testing is ongoing.
correct.
So is it your testimony that you provide these samples and that there's no results that are coming from these samples you're providing?
I'm unclear on what you're trying to ask me, because they said that I
Okay,
need to
well,
go back next month to give another sample, that the testing is not back. So I'm unclear, I guess I'm trying to say.
isn't it true that the test came back and indicated there was 0 fetal DNA?
That's absolutely not true.
Okay. And again, Ms. Owens, you have provided no testimony and no objective evidence or documentation to date to support that you have a positive DNA test proving Clayton's the father of your alleged twins, right?
The testing is ongoing. I'm unclear, I guess, is what you're trying to ask me.
Who is your OBGYN?
Dr. McCool
Again.
and Dr. Higley.
Look at our attorney, because let him object, which I understand it's a very it's a sticky territory with it being medical. But give him the chance to object, and it's hard because the pregnancy is such a huge aspect of the case. Yet you have to be careful because they're not trying the paternity of the case. That's family court, but at the same time, with an injunction against harassment and this pregnancy being a huge part of this, and the petitioner claiming, I do not believe she's pregnant. It's a sticky territory, but she is so quick to answer and not let her attorney put an objection on the record and have the judge rule on it. She's bearing herself.
I love it.
I know. It does look like she hasn't brushed her hair and her crazy faces. I know. But she answers. Now, this answer, again, is going to come back to bite her. at the next court hearing, at the next court case, because she lists these doctors as her treating physicians for this pregnancy. Yeah, we'll find out the truth behind that soon.
Me,
Who is your OBGYN?
Dr. McCool
Again.
and Dr. Higley.
Why would you have two?
Sure, I wasn't able to hear that, and I'm not sure if the.
I'll withdraw the objection now.
She already
Can you please repeat that, Ms. Owens? Who is your OBGYN?
My main OBGYN is the perinatalogist, Dr. McCool.
see how she.
And when is the last time?
question?
Well, you said your main OBGYN. Who else are you seeing? What other pregnancy-related doctors are you seeing?
Dr. Higley, who I saw last Friday.
See, every answer she's answering like this, like you would do the question. You know, you see how she's doing that every answer. Yet, if it was 100% true, you would be answering it in the form of a statement. Dr. Higley, I last saw him last Friday, but she's answering like this, you know, which it's just interesting how you always have leaks, whether it's body language that you're leaking with or your words, just the mannerisms, everything. Your body always fights a lie.
And I like your freeze frame because Clayton was looking at her. It looked like she was looking at
Yes,
him.
it's the only time he has now finally officially started looking over, now that he has his attorney there and looking at her. He will watch from afar. Yeah, the inflection tells all. In my head. Yeah.
Dr. Higley,
No?
who I saw last Friday, and an epilepsy doctor as well. Ford, he specializes in pregnancy.
The blinking.
Okay. And in your exhibit, I believe it was 44, you indicated, actually, let me go back here.
Why are her eyes wandering?
That's great.
I apologize. It was your exhibit 43. You indicated that all of exhibit 43 contains copies of your medical records that would support this alleged pregnancy, correct?
I believe it was exhibit 46 that was the proof of pregnancy. We didn't do exhibit 43.
I apologize. Exhibit 46, my mistake.
What I want you to go back and listen to is her answer for that. And that it didn't go like this because that was truthful. I believe it was actually exhibit 46. We didn't have a 43. Listen, there is no inflection with that one.
Or this alleged pregnancy,
Melissa.
correct?
I believe.
Why won't she just move the camera up? Like, she keeps doing this like cocked like neck thing, you know? And it reminds me of that Thriller show where it's like the broken neck lady or something. It's weird.
I don't know. I think, like I said, she was told she has to sit down and stay in frame. And so initially, I think she was trying to keep it somewhat where her face was in frame, but maybe her belt, but she wasn't able to manage getting her belly. But instead of just pushing it up a bit, she's all cock-a-nilly down.
I believe it was exhibit 46 that was the proof of pregnancy. We didn't do exhibit 43.
See, no inflection. She was.
I apologize. Exhibit 46, my mistake. And in that exhibit 46, all that you have from Dr. McCool here is a screenshot of an upcoming appointment for Monday, July 24th of 2023, right?
Correct. Because that
Her proof of pregnancy was a screenshot that shows you have an upcoming appointment with Dr. McCloy on July 26th. Anyone knows you go right online and you can you don't even have to actually follow through with doing the appointment. Like, you could just schedule appointment and get one of those. You have been scheduled for this date and time. That was her proof submitted of pregnancy.
Is a screenshot of an upcoming appointment for Monday, July 24th of 2023, right?
correct. Because that He's a doctor.
You understand that anyone can go online at a mommy where Dr. McCool works and make an appointment for an OBGYN appointment with Dr. McCool, correct?
That is not true. Dr. McCool is a
Miss
perinatologist. I have
Owens.
a referral to see him because I have epilepsy. He's a high risk specialist. You can't go and make an appointment with him. I had to send records to get an appointment with him.
Okay, but the only record that you have provided this court with regarding your alleged high-risk perinatologist is a screenshot of an appointment for Monday, July 24th of 2023, right?
No, I provided the last page was October the 11th with the diagnosis epilepsy during pregnancy from my neurologist after an appointment that day.
Ms. Owens, there is no copy of any medical record from October 11th.
Yes, there is.
So you submitted, so it's not just an upcoming appointment. You also submitted a diagnosis of epilepsy during pregnancy from October, from last month. Yep. No, you did not. No, you did not. Hi, Princess Gary.
Is she saying she started getting epilepsy when she was pregnant? And is that a thing?
No, she had pre-existing epilepsy, allegedly. Oh, for sure, Brenna. For sure he is. And Princess Gary, quick cliff notes is that this woman has a long history of claiming to be pregnant with men who essentially don't want to pursue dating her. Clayton Echard is a former Bachelor star, so he has an online media presence. She claimed to have been pregnant with his twins after a one-night stand that he adamantly denies occurred outside of oral sex. And so they are in a series of court hearings where she continues to lie under oath, submit false evidence, perjury. Ultimately, what's going to bring to current where she is indicted on 7 different counts. I have it scrolling in my banner here. And she will be going to trial in January. And so we're going through those court hearings and watching her lie and submit false evidence to kind of get to where we currently are now. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, and to add to it, the best part is the second guy she screwed over. That's his lawyer sitting with Clayton in the top right.
And he's behind in the bottom right, all the way in the back there. That's him, the guy she's done this to before. Yep, pregnant by oral. Hi, Lisa. And now, don't forget, I told you guys yesterday at this next court, I keep saying that, this next court one, but she will claim he forced himself on her. Don't forget, she's going to turn to that avenue too. Yeah, I wouldn't want to show my face either.
During pregnancy from my neurologist after an appointment that day.
She's out on bond, pretty insane.
Ms. Owens, there is no copy
it's
of
not
any
the
medical
same exact attorney. I think she's part of the team of attorneys. So, because when I go back to the older hearings, I don't see her specifically. So I don't know like what exactly her role was, but she was familiar with the prior cases and helped in some way. And welcome, Nina. Thanks for becoming a member. Yeah, she's currently out on bond.
There is no copy of any medical record from October 11th.
Yes, there is the last page.
2 more minutes.
It's October 11th. If you look at the last page, Zeman Glennis on October 11th, 10:53:20 Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah, I apologize. What was it that the court indicated?
2 more minutes, so we need to probably step it up a little bit if you want to get to other things.
As we sit here today, Ms. Owens, you have refused to sign any sort of HIPAA release so that Mr. Echard could obtain directly from your medical providers evidence to support any alleged pregnancy.
No, on Friday, I literally had the doctor send it to him directly. I had my provider send it to him directly. And that's an email I sent to him telling him that it was sent directly to him. I signed a HIPAA release.
Wait a second. So the doctor sent it to him directly, and I sent that in an email to him. So did the doctor send it directly, or did you send him in an email where, again, you're admitting to contacting him since the last court date, even though it was supposed to strictly be in relation to the family court? Remember, he said he wanted no contact. She said just last week, that's between the last two hearings.
Or is she slipping and she sent it under the pretenses of being a doctor?
Yeah, that very well could be. Look at her face.
Mm.
Look at all their faces. All of their faces accurately depict what's going on here.
You need to screenshot that.
It needs to be screenshot. Someone take a screenshot of that because that's epic. Oh, let me go in.
I got one too.
I'll use that for my next thumbnail for the next one.
Your greenscape is on point.
Thank you, Neat Noodle. It's very kind. Congratulations, whoever may have got that. Please thank Neat Noodle. It's very, very generous. Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
The alleged pregnancy.
That's her loyal.
No,
lawyer,
I
Princess Carrie.
on Friday I literally had the doctor send it to him directly. I had my provider send it to him directly, and that's an email I sent to him, telling him that it was sent directly to him. I signed a HIPAA release.
Ms. Owens, this is not the first time that you've made allegations that you're pregnant with twins within the last 2 years, correct?
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Okay. So I would ask the court to take judicial notice, Your Honor, of the civil matter involving Mr. Greg Gillespie, who is present in the courtroom today. And it's CV. Let me get that number for the court.
I have a protective
2021.
Gillespie and against Mr. Echard.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that? I have a protective order against Mr. Gillespie and Mr. Echard. Okay. What the hell does that have to do with today's hearing? You're not in the courtroom. Don't you worry.
You're at your casita.
Yeah, you're at your casita. You're good.
Civil matter involving Mr. Greg Gillespie, who is present in the courtroom today. And it's CV. Let me get that number for the court.
I have a protective
2021.
Gillespie and against Mr. Echard, and I wish I was aware that Mr. Gillespie
052893.
You just talk it over.
No, I'm going to object to that. But,
I mean, we had an exhibit that we discussed last.
Like, I have a protective order against Mr. Gillespie, and I wish I was going to be made aware that he was going to be in the courtroom today. No, because you're not physically there. You're good, okay? And if they want to call him as a witness, they're allowed to. Thank you, KV, for becoming a member. No, she does not let her attorney do her job. And what most liars tend to do, again, she's trying to take control, and she thinks she can outsmart them.
052893.
no, I'm going to object to that. But,
I mean, we had an exhibit that we discussed last time regarding that case, and what was presented was a complaint and a motion to dismiss, and there wasn't any findings from any court on anything related to that. So I'm not going to consider that at this point.
Your Honor, I do have some questions that I think are very important for the court to hear regarding that case. I understand if the court doesn't want to take judicial notice, but I do have questions that are important that I would like to proceed with regarding the uncanny similarities.
Thank you, Princess.
I don't think that would be appropriate for.
Thank you so much. It's very kind. Welcome, new members. So this is where I get frustrated, and I wish the judge allowed her some room, because uncanny parallels and similarities with what happened. Look at Laura's face again, with what she pursued with Greg Gillespie to now Clayton. Hi, Christine. FYI, the other guys didn't come out until Clayton spoke because of the embarrassment. Yes. Thank you so much. And unfortunately, if Clayton wasn't so much in the spotlight, she probably would have continued doing this to numerous other guys, but it was because it garnered so much public attention with him being a former bachelor but the first guy she did it to is still in active litigation with her, and she's pursuing, I think, a protection order against him. This month they have a court date, if I'm not mistaken. So it's terrifying.
Oh, I'm
for
glad
this
the
specific.
judge referred her for the shit
Yeah.
she did, because I do not like litigious
Vector-
litigation. Like,
Just litigants, yeah. Well, and I just wish the judge, like I said, allowed her room, because how are you going to sit there under oath and say that she never claimed to be pregnant with twins before when there is evidence in another case that she claimed to have been pregnant with twins? Like, come on.
mhm.
The uncanny similarities.
I don't think that would be appropriate for this specific hearing. We know the scope of this particular hearing. Bringing up things in a separate case, there's separate issues. They're not. These are not the same thing. This is an injunction against harassment. I don't even know what that case is. It's not an injunction against harassment. I know that. It's not appropriate.
Hi, Toby.
Your Honor, this goes to the heart of why Mr. Echard needs this injunction against harassment, and Miss Owens' pattern, her modus operandi, her pattern of behavior, her pattern of making the same claims against other men in the state of Arizona within the last 2 years. And I think it's highly relevant to this case because it supports why Mr. Echard needs this injunction against harassment, because this individual has done this before, and there are concerns that she will not stop.
I'm going to sustain the objection. I'm not going to allow that testimony.
Thank you, KV. Look at her face. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Welcome new members. Please thank KB if you got one. Yeah, her face says it all. And I understand with the time limits and time, but it seems like some of these judges, and I don't want to no disrespect, but some of these judges, it seems like it's more of a burden, annoyance to them, and versus getting to the heart of the matter and the truth, and
It just takes one judge to just fully listen to it.
yes.
Like, you might be able to prevent, other stuff and clear up your courtroom for real cases that need time and attention.
Right. And thank goodness for the judge that came after this judge, but it's kind of like, I hope all of the judges before, not saying that it's always easy, but like just to take some more time and listen and focus. I know it's easier saying that hindsight, but as you'll see, the lawyer really tries to argue it, and she just wouldn't. She wouldn't budge. She was more concerned with the time.
Mm.
Oh, good luck, Mary.
And it's like, I can't filter on having to watch your clock on time. Like, that is like one of the most important things for them. And I get that, but geez.
Well, you know what, Shai? After dealing with 14 hours myself on a crazy court hearing that was completely, under the wrong intentions. And I look at this like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So it really kind of goes to each judge. I've seen judges very strict with it. I've seen other judges more laxed with it, like that will allow, depending on the circumstances. Sometimes it doesn't always fit perfectly in a 1.5 hour time frame.
Right.
Yeah, no, not at all. Clearly.
He will not stop.
I'm going to sustain the objection. I'm not going to allow that testimony.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I would ask, again, the court to reconsider here, because this matter, it's very important that the court hears how Ms. Owens has made the exact same allegations in another matter within the last 2 years. And that she has committed perjury in her the last hearing because she made incorrect statements. She made false statements under oath regarding the nature of that case. She opens the door in her testimony when Mr. Lopez was when he was direct examining her regarding the fact that there are no other cases that are similar, regarding things that happened in that case. So she did open the door based on her direct examination.
Your Honor, these are very serious allegations that the petitioner's attorney is now alleging against my client. She is insisting that my client has now committed perjury. My client has no criminal history and is not being charged with perjury. So I don't know, like, that's just an allegation. again, these cases are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
We're hearing that the attorney testified that these are the same. These are not the same matters. These questions and this cross-examination of my client regarding these issues, again, would be inappropriate and is outside the scope of this hearing. In fact, it even sounds like she's trying to bring out character evidence, which would be inadmissible in a hearing like this.
I'm going to sustain the objection again. So if there's other things you want to ask about her testimony, Ken, you have about 2 more minutes.
Thank you for 8 months, Midnightlies. I missed you all so much.
Ms. Owens,
Miko's daughter.
you understand and you testified under oath that Mr. Echard blocked you from communicating with him, correct?
He would block and unblock. But not from communication. It was on a text number, but we were always in email communication as recently as the day before I went to the press. He sent me an email. So
Well, Mr. Echard told you he didn't want you contacting him anymore and then would block your telephone number, correct?
but told me to email him.
Ms. Owens, these are yes or no questions. Isn't it true that Mr. Echard indicated he did not want you contacting him anymore and then would block your telephone number?
Actually, that's incorrect from the early resolution conference that we had. Mr. Echard told me specifically to contact him via text. I'd forgotten that. If you look at the transcript from that hearing, you would see that. And I haven't contacted him via text after he told me to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you take a look at Exhibit 55 for me, please?
I don't have an Exhibit 55.
Your Honor, these are our supplemental exhibits.
That were not
than the ones that are their exhibits that they would have sent you. It may not be marked by number. Is I guess the issue. Hers may not be marked by number.
They are, Your Honor. We sent them exhibits marked by number.
Email.
They are, Your Honor. We made damn sure of it.
By number.
They are, Your Honor. We sent them exhibits marked by number.
Email. I did not see his exhibits. Excuse me. Let me.
And Your Honor, I'm asking for more time because her not being prepared, knowing I presented these exhibits to her attorney yesterday, is coming into my time, and I have still several questions I'd like to ask.
I was not aware that he was getting more exhibits added after he already had testified, so I apologize.
Brush up and just pull it up.
Okay.
It says text messages between the parties dated 5/25/23. That's all I have. I don't have the actual.
That's the first one. And then
she literally brought her exhibits 20 minutes before trial was given to him
20 minutes
last time.
before the trial last time. I know. Isn't that amazing?
See, that's you need the time to check the metadata. Like I 100% stand by that nowadays. People are too shisty.
Yep. Especially when she has been caught altering things nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
I have. I don't have the actual exhibit.
That's the first one. And then there is another one after that. Do you see?
Okay, Tess.
You have the exhibit that's from May 25th?
I don't see anything. I literally just am seeing a list of plaintiff's trial exhibits 55 through 63. Can you explain what the context is for me to understand?
Are you able to scroll down?
Your Honor, I'm concerned if she doesn't have these exhibits that we're going to need more time, because this is very important that I get through this testimony. And I provided these to counsel in advance to avoid this exact issue. And had Ms. Owens been present, this wouldn't have been an issue at all.
Right, but I have a protective order against Mr. Echard.
People go to court all the time with protective orders.
Right. Like you knock that off that you can't even go into a room with him in court because I have a protective order. Like, okay, come on.
Right, but I have a
Your
protective
Honor,
order against Mr. Echard.
Yep, and she's charged
All
with
right.
forgery.
Just, can you find the exhibits or not?
Let me just try to see if I can scroll down. Hang on, maybe if I make my screen smaller. I see, oh, yes, I do. Hang on, I think I see them. I see exhibit 50, 55. Yes, I do.
She didn't scroll down.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Owens, do you see Exhibit 55 is a text message communication between you and Clayton dated May 25th of 2023, correct?
Correct, the day after he didn't file the,
I would move to admit these exhibits, Your Honor.
Stop
This
trying to
exhibit?
give
It's
context.
not testimony. She's asking if you recognize the exhibit. Any objection to 55?
I
no, Your Honor.
don't remember sending
I'll
it. but-
admit 55.
And here, Ms. Owens, on May 25th of 2023, Clayton says to you, I'm debating filing a police report. Please leave me alone, correct?
The context needs to be stated.
No. The context does not need to be stated. This is a message saying, leave me alone. I'm going to file a police report. See, this is why I feel bad because as a pro se litigant, he didn't really know what material would really be relevant to seeking this injunction of, against harassment. And so the lawyer comes in and any and all messages where you're saying, stop contacting me, cease reaching out to me, I'm filing a police report on you if you continue to reach out. Those are relevant. Those are very relevant. I know, Jesse.
She's like, oh shit, I'm caught. Like, I.
Let me give the context with it. No, you're a witness. Just answer the question. It's your attorney's job during redirect to ask you additional context.
Here, Ms. Owens, on May 25th of 2023, Clayton says to you, I'm debating filing a police report. Please leave me alone, correct?
The context needs to be stated. He did not make
Ms. Owens, I am
$1.1
asking
million
you yes or no questions.
and he was found in
Your
violation.
attorney will have the time to ask you a question again, Ms. Owens. So just answer her question and your attorney will have an opportunity to question you again.
Okay, then can you, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. This is ridiculous.
I'm concerned that she's doing this intentionally to eat it.
All right, let's just ask the questions. You're wasting more time saying all that stuff.
Wow.
Ms. Owens,
What?
isn't it true that on this
That's
text
what
message,
I'm saying. It started really annoying me. Like, all right, like it's clear she's not wanting, she's being evasive and does not want to answer the question. And just like, all right, don't even bother mentioning it. But to be fair, the counsel knew that she had minutes and there is just such a substantial amount to go through. It's hard, she does it, I know. But I didn't like the judge doing that.
that she's doing this intentionally to eat it.
All right, let's just ask the questions. You're wasting more time saying all that stuff.
Ms. Owens, isn't it true that on this text message dated May 25th of 2023, Clayton responded to you and said, I'm debating filing a police report. Please leave me alone, correct?
That's what the text message says. I don't have that, but sure.
And
that's what
right below that, you sent him another text message, correct?
That's what it shows, correct?
Okay, can we move to Exhibit 56? It should be the next page of the document, please.
Your Honor, how are we on time? Because I knew you said 3 minutes. I
We're
understand.
close on time, so I want to leave everyone time to do a closing if they choose to.
See, that's the only her lawyer knew she was getting fucked. And so the only thing he could do is, what about that time? Remember that time that you said we were limited with? Hi, Mallory. We missed you.
Hey, Mallory.
I want to leave everyone time to do a closing if they choose to.
You see these emails between you and Clayton dated June 28th of 2023, correct?
Correct, but the middle email is missing from him, but correct, yes.
You're new for the admission of Exhibit 56, please.
But it's missing the
56.
middle
Yeah,
email.
Your Honor, I'm going to object because this. This isn't everything in whole. This is, you can see that there's an email missing between these two emails. There wasn't any foundation that was laid.
Shut up, Laura.
But this was one of many emails sent between the two of us. Clayton changed his mind many times.
So I'm just referring to these exhibits. Do you recognize these exhibits?
I think he changed his mind, sweetie.
I mean, that's what they said. I haven't gotten to read through them, but I mean, that's what it says.
Do you believe these are a representation of the exhibits of the emails that were sent?
I know that my name when I email somebody else has a picture of me with a horse instead of the LO. So I don't know if that's relevant. Whereas like Clayton's picture is shown with Clayton Echard. So I don't know if that's relevant. If I read these quickly, I can see if they are mine. I'm going to trust that they are mine, but I haven't gotten a chance to read through them.
Or he didn't accept your contact information, crazy bitch.
Well, and clearly, which is funny because the evidence that they submitted were cherry-picked messages of Clayton, for the purposes of the court's time. You can't submit entirety, right? And his lawyer had already asked him that in the first hearing, right? That there are many other messages that you had sent. There's many other messages that she had sent that has not been admitted. Yes. So now Laura doesn't like whatever message that she's trying to get admitted right now and saying, well, he's changed his mind after that, probably something like stop contacting me, leave me alone, stop emailing me. Okay. What's your point? So you're trying to, now she's trying to pretend that I don't even know if this is me. I don't even know if this is me, actually. I'm going to trust that it's me, but I don't know. I started using the horse picture. This has an LO. I'm not sure.
Let's read through them.
She's wasting the time.
Your Honor, she did testify that she recognized the emails dated June 28th of 2023. So I'm asking for their admission.
She knows it's hers.
Again, the middle email is missing where Clayton tried to trap me. But
Your Honor, I'm asking if the court strikes that there's no question before her right now regarding that.
I'll strike that statement. I will go ahead and admit Exhibit 56.
In Exhibit 56, Ms. Owens, on line 1, you say, I just need clarity as to what we are doing. I've offered to give you control over the outcome of the pregnancy if we date exclusively and care for each other, correct?
Correct, which was one thought on one day, and I took that away after. Yes.
And this is the exact same statement that you made to Mr. Gillespie back in July of 2021, isn't it?
I have no idea what statement I made to Mr. Gillespie, but both pregnancies have been medically proven, and I have the documentation and sent it.
But Ms. Owens,
all right, we can't keep everyone talking over each other.
I sent the HIPAA records. I released my HIPAA records.
Ms. Owens, there's no question before you. Your Honor, I'm asking the court to strike these statements.
All right, so let's try to just answer the question. If you,
I don't know what I said in 2021.
Okay, so if you don't remember, just say, I don't know what I said.
I don't know.
That if I said that. Okay,
I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so we have room for one more question, and we're going to be doing closing argument.
And Your Honor, again, I would just ask that in lieu of closing argument that I be permitted to ask.
I've already done that. Okay. We're already at 11:56 at the moment. So,
okay, Your Honor. And here, Ms. Owens, isn't it true that you alleged you were pregnant with twins with Mr. Gillespie in June of 2021?
No, that was an email that he doctored in 2021 that I have already testified about that in the other case. So no, I never said I was pregnant with twins.
Can you please take a look?
Again, this was an exhibit that whatever it is, I'm guessing I know what it is. It was one message that was doctored by Mr. Gillespie that appeared a year into the court case I had with him.
Right, and we've already discussed the fact that I'm not really considering all of that. So let's move to closing.
Your Honor,
arguments
my
at this time.
concern here, and again, I mean this with all due respect, but Ms. Owens has a pattern of behavior here. She has previously made identical allegations in another case. The exhibits that I have today, as supplemental exhibits, all support that the statements she's made to Mr. Echard are almost identical to statements made to Mr. Gillespie in 2021. This is highly concerning behavior. She has now perjured herself on several occasions during testimony, and I am not being given the opportunity to show the court the documents to support that she is lying under oath.
I have proven my pregnancies and had my records sent to Mr. Echard.
Okay, Ms. Owens, Ms. Owens, we're not testifying right now.
I'm sorry.
Let your attorney
Even if it was true that
do his
Ms.
job.
Owens did that in the past, which we are denying, but even if it was true, that has no relation to this specific case. Just because she may have done it before doesn't mean she's doing it now. And we have presented evidence showing that she is pregnant. We have presented evidence showing why
That's
she is.
false.
We're going to do closing arguments now. So whoever wants to do a closing argument, Ms. Arena, go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a clear case of harassment. The court has seen through all of the exhibits submitted by Mr. Echard and the additional exhibits that we presented today that the parties had an encounter in May of 2020. Mr. Echard did not have sexual intercourse with Ms. Owens. Shortly thereafter, Ms. Owens began claiming she was pregnant with Mr. Echard's child, with an alleged child. Mr. Echard repeatedly, from May to today's date, has pleaded with Ms. Owens to stop contacting him. He has blocked her number on several occasions, and she gets a new number and or uses an app to continue contacting him. It has not stopped. Mr. Echard has lost job opportunities, speaking engagements. He has suffered extreme emotional distress over these claims that are baseless and over her repeated outreach attempts after pleading with her to stop. This is the definition of harassment. The court's well aware harassment is defined per the statute as a series of acts over any period of time that is directed at a specific person and that would cause a reasonable person to be seriously alarmed, annoyed, or harassed. And the conduct, in fact, seriously alarms, annoys, or harasses the person and serves no legitimate purpose. Ms. Owens has fabricated a pregnancy now twice on two separate occasions. Mr. Echard is the second victim of this. She has provided no medical records to support that she is in fact pregnant. As the court saw, her Exhibit 46, Your Honor, is not medical records to support a pregnancy. It is merely, and I'd like to draw the court's attention to this, it is a picture of a test completed at Banner on June 1st of 2023 regarding HCG. It does not say it is a positive pregnancy test. The next page, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is not your turn.
I'm sorry. It does. Okay.
It's not your turn.
It is very questionable as a woman who's been pregnant before that Ms. Owens goes to Banner to get an alleged pregnancy test on June 1st, and then she never goes back to Banner Health for any additional testing. The next page of this exhibit is simply a screenshot of an upcoming appointment with a Dr. McCool on Monday, July 24th, 2023. There are no records to support that she is an active patient with Dr. McCool, that he is her perinatologist. There's nothing. We just have a screenshot of an appointment that was made, which anyone can do online. The next record, Your Honor, this is now a HCG test from any lab test now in Scottsdale. This is not a positive pregnancy test. This is a positive HCG test. Why is she going to a new provider for a alleged pregnancy test on October 16th. These next two pages of records, Your Honor, it's hard to tell what they are. They look like they are screen grabs of an appointment that is unclear. It's just unclear. At the root of this case, and the reason that Mr. Echard is fearful, he is scared, is the fact that there has been a fabricated pregnancy. She has participated in several paternity tests, none of which have come back showing any proof or any signs of fetal DNA, Your Honor. If it wasn't for the fact that she has done this before in another case, this is unbelievable. It is very alarming. She lied under oath, and she lied under oath at the last hearing. She's not being truthful today, and my client is legitimately fearful of what else she's capable of. He's asking that this court recognize that he has done everything to handle this appropriately. He has begged and pleaded with her to stop contacting him. There is no reason for these two to have communication, despite what Ms. Owens will say regarding this alleged pregnancy. There is no proven pregnancy at this point. So we are asking that this court find that she has harassed Mr. Echard from May of 2023 up until today's date, and we're asking that the court find that the injunction against harassment needs to be ordered and maintained.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, I would agree with Clayton that Laura's communications with him were alarming, annoying, harassing, if in fact Laura wasn't pregnant, and if in fact he wasn't responding to her through the over 4-month period that she's been pregnant. She is pregnant, and he has been responding. Clayton has not met his burden in this matter. He's claimed that the amount of texts and emails has caused him to be alarmed, annoyed, harassed. Well, for starters, the reason there are so many emails and text messages is because the chosen form of communication between Laura and Clayton was through emails and text messages. And because that was how Clayton wanted them to communicate, not in person, not over the phone, but through emails and text messages. And second, we are talking about a span, again, of over 4 months or more. There are going to be a lot of text messages during that time. There are going to be a lot of emails during that time. Third, he claimed in his petition that he has not responded to Laura and that he had blocked her. Now, that is clearly a lie. And
Sir, I would object. That misstates the evidence. There is clear evidence to support that the messages are showing from a blocked sender. That is not accurate.
Your Honor, some of those messages may have been blocked, but there are other communications in the exhibit, in Clayton's own exhibits, that show that he did respond to my client, whether it be in emails or text messages, and we've provided those some of those exhibits in the ones that were admitted to this court. Now, Laura testified that there was communication even aside from the exhibits that we've presented. It's impossible to put all the communication within over 4 months into a short hearing, essentially. Now, I want to talk about the content of that communication. All of the communication from my client to Clayton was meant for legitimate purposes and not to annoy him, not to harass him, not to alarm him. Almost all communication between Laura and Clayton was for the purposes of the pregnancy and paternity. The only other sort of communication from my client toward Clayton was in relation to the post that he put online when my client would receive harassing messages from Clayton's fans and his followers. So the communication around that time, call it August, September, was toward Clayton asking him to take those different things down so that my client wouldn't be harassed. Throughout this entire time, since May, Clayton has never been clear with what he's wanted to do. He's been wishy-washy the entire time. First, he didn't believe that my client was pregnant. So she sent him proof, and she sent him proof again. He wanted numerous forms of proof. You saw in our exhibit the video of Miss Owens pregnant. That was a video that Clayton asked my client to send to him. How can you ask someone to send you proof of their pregnancy and then now call it harassment? Now say that you're alarmed. Now say that you're annoyed. Now say that you're harassed. That doesn't make any sense. He was also wishy-washy about what should be done with the unborn children. And we're talking about at the beginning, around May, June. Should she have the children? Should they be aborted? Are we going to give them up for adoption? Am I going to have sole custody? Is she going to have sole custody? He was never consistent with what he wanted. I'm sure maybe he thought one thing one day and maybe he thought something else another day. And then he thought back to we didn't know what he wanted. And that was communication that was going both ways, back and forth between Clayton and Laura. Again, he hasn't been consistent. And that is what the root of this problem is. That is why there's so many communications back and forth. Had this been done in person, had they chosen to meet up physically or talk over the phone, things wouldn't get lost in translation through email, through text. But that's how Clayton chose how he wanted communication with Laura. And that's what made everything so difficult. During this time period, Laura actually had to hire another attorney to help facilitate paternity testing. That didn't work. So then Laura had to file a matter out of the family court to create a parenting plan.
These are not facts and evidence at this time. These are exhibits that Mr. Lopez did not get to present.
I think she testified that she filed a paternity lawsuit.
And they did not have, neither of them, my client nor Clayton, have had an attorney in that family matter. So they are forced to communicate with each other because they needed to meet and confer. They needed to submit a resolution plan. So there's going to be text and communications back and forth from the two of them. Everything that you've heard during, whether it was our case in chief or the petitioner's case in chief, this is a snapshot of what has happened over the course of over 4 months. We were not able to present everything. All communication between my client and Clayton were for legitimate purposes. Again, not to harass them. Look at the exhibits. Look at the ones that Clayton submitted. There are clear exhibits that show that he was sending messages to her. We had submitted exhibits showing that Clayton had been communicating with her. So the fact that in the petition itself states that he had not responded to her, that's completely untrue. He had indicated in his petition that my client had harassed him. Well, that's not what happened. Who was the one that was posting videos online and getting harassed? Clayton was posting the videos. My client was getting harassed. Not one communication. There wasn't one communication that indicated after they had been in communication since May. Since then, there was no communications that were sent to my client telling my client, stop texting me, stop emailing me, stop calling me. Not one. They presented one exhibit that shows one message that indicated that, oh, I may call the police, something like that. It seemed like he might be worried. But since then, he had been communicating with my client. So again, you can't say that you are being alarmed, annoyed, harassed, but then going ahead.
I'm confused here. I don't know if you can answer this or not, but if she has an RO on him, like, I mean, I guess I'm wondering, like, why is this being overlooked?
Okay. So that's my fault for not playing them completely in order. So the protection order that she got on him, at the end, she said, okay, I want this protection order, but I don't want it to include communication because I obviously need to communicate with him because there's this active family court matter occurring. So basically, I just want him to not be able to utilize his public platform to post about me and garner that type of harassment and hate because she's received death threats and things like that, aka people exposing her lies. So he's not asking for a no contact order, just protection against harassment.
Wow. Okay.
And that's what gave this like a little bit of gray area, which I also think it's unfair to say like, oh, well, he's responded to some. But at the same time, she had an active case in family court against him, which I think it's crazy that family court can push that you have to try to like, I can understand like trying to reconcile and a type of mediation to not have to move forward. Again, just on pregnancy, like forcing a parenting plan in place and stuff through family court.
Without paternal like clarification, this is weird.
Right. It's weird. And then to say like you have to have contact, and her lawyer's arguing like, no, like they said we have to physically be in person, which again, you have a protection order that you're saying you can't even go into this courtroom with, but you had no problem meeting up with him to discuss a parenting plan. Yet he's saying the only thing I would do is a meeting, like a virtual meeting or telephone call, but I wasn't going to meet up with her in person. So nothing makes sense. But I imagine that that's not fair, that he had to at least respond to some because there was an active court hearing.
Yeah, that just seems so ass backwards.
Mm-hmm. It is. Oh, congrats, Steph. I'm not sure who got you, but congrats. It's getting really nasty here with the nor'easter. Like it's all dark and windy and rainy.
Oh no.
I like it.
I like storms in general,
Me
but
too.
I don't ever want people to be like, without anything.
Well, I hope that's not the case, but I like storms, and it gives me an excuse to like be in pajamas and not go anywhere. You know what I mean?
I feel you. We went out to brunch earlier, and then I immediately got home and took everything off, took my makeup off. I was like, I'm done.
Hell yeah. Hey, Faye. Yeah, I hope the internet doesn't go out.
And then emailing my client, texting my client. And again, for all of those reasons, I think that the communication between my client and Mr. Echard were for legitimate purposes, for the to determine pregnancy itself, moving into determining paternity itself, to trying to schedule paternity testing with the attorney, to the family court matter, and to today. And so for all those reasons, we're requesting that this be dismissed. Thank you.
Your Honor, in rebuttal, none of the communication from Ms. Owens to Clayton has been for a legitimate purpose. As the court has heard today, it is clear there has been no DNA test or test of any kind to support that she is allegedly pregnant with Mr. Echard's twins. There is no reason for these parties to communicate. What Mr. Lopez is proposing is that if you block someone, but they find another way to contact you, and then you tell them you still don't want to talk to them in a polite email or a polite message, then that's not harassment. That is the epitome of harassment, Your Honor. The court has received exhibits in the first hearing from Mr. Echard supporting that she would find other avenues to communicate with him after he had blocked her. Again, it is Mr. Echard's position that that this pregnancy has been fabricated. And I want to be clear on this, Your Honor. It's possible that Ms. Owens is pregnant, but it's my client's position that he did not have sexual intercourse with her, and she is not pregnant with his alleged twins. And that is the root of the issue here. There has been no support for this alleged pregnancy, other than her attempts to show the court and or Mr. Echard a picture of her alleged pregnancy, which again, we suspect may still be fabricated. So there has been no legitimate purpose to her communication other than to harass Mr. Echard to try to force a relationship on him. She told Mr. Echard on multiple occasions that she was going to force him to communicate with her, whether he wanted to or not.
Yep.
And he has been clear. He does not want any additional communication from her.
All right, thank you. So, as I stated when we first started this hearing, I'm not making a determination as to whether or not she's pregnant or not. That is a family court matter. That case is pending before the family court. The testing or whatever is going to happen is a result of that. So I'm not making a decision and a determination today whether or not there is a valid or invalid pregnancy. I understand Ms. Echard's position is there isn't. I understand her position is there is. That's where we are at the moment. With regards to the evidence and the communication, the court at this time does find there were a series of events that were aimed at the plaintiff that would cause a reasonable person to be alarmed, annoyed, or harassed, that he was in fact alarmed, annoyed, or harassed. I do find they did not serve a legitimate purpose. Messages that have been sent, one, he blocked her on numerous occasions. She even said in the blocking communication, can you unblock me so I can unblock you again? I got a new number and then there's another new number. I think that's clear that he does not wish to have communication. Nature of the communication, while maybe surrounds the pregnancy, the communication that I have a lot of concerns with are the ones where she's trying to make offers to him to continue a relationship, that she is trying to facilitate. If you do this, then I'll give you this. Those kinds of messages are of the nature that are harassing and can be viewed as alarming, annoying, or harassing. There are a number of messages that were admitted that are attempts at, I view kind of almost as trying to, get him to do and agree to things that are not necessarily, it's not like we said, hey, can you take a paternity test? And he said, no. Hey, can you reconsider? I want to do a paternity test. And then I went and filed a lawsuit because you wouldn't do it. I mean, that's one thing. 500 emails back and forth, or messages, I'll say text messages and emails over that period of time to try to clarify and do that is beyond what was necessary to be able to communicate those things. There were a number of threats to go to the media, which were other additional attempts to try to use the media as manipulation, or the threat to go to the media as manipulation. I find those to be alarming, annoying, or harassing. So I am going to grant the injunction at this time. The injunction is going to prevent any communication outside of the legal process, and specifically legal process and court hearing.
Again, right there. No communication outside of the legal process. So that family court matter still allows her that in for communication.
Yeah. I don't understand why they can't just work their attorneys, but at that point it's weird.
I've never, now granted I'm not super familiar with how family court works in each state, but to say that there has to be forced communication, I've never heard of that.
Or at least a stipulation until paternity is approved or until that court. Yeah. It's odd. It is tricky.
So I am going to grant the injunction. And so I will sign the granted injunction today. And then I know Ms. Owens isn't present, but we can give a copy of the signed injunction, obviously, to Mr. Lopez today. But whether or not ultimately she needs to be served with it so that the service of the injunction is appropriate, because it will go into effect once the injunction is served upon her. It would remain in effect for a period of 1 year. This was the hearing that she had as a result of that, so there's not an additional time to request an additional hearing. And if you guys want to wait for a few minutes, I'll sign an order. If there were exhibits that you did not offer that you wish to have returned to you, you can let the clerk know and she can release those back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is just an awkward last couple of minutes because there's just nice banter between the counsel and she's just sitting there watching. I think she freezes at one moment though, because she never blinks. I don't know, or she's just like furious, one or the other.
She's like
See?
stage 5 clinger.
Look, she doesn't move or blink though. I don't know if she is frozen. Like, or she's just, I can't tell. She freaks me out, you know, like, is she there? Is she gone? Is she, yeah, she's just a demon? Yeah, tomorrow's Indigenous Day and Columbus Day, so it's like most places are, most government jobs are closed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is just goes on like this for another 2 minutes, but I wanted to show you. I know it's creepy. I couldn't figure out the first time I was watching, like, is she there? Like, she's not blinking.
Blink.
So this is the victims of Laura Owens website, okay? But this kind of gives you an idea. They have like a long timeline of how the events went, but there was, okay. So here is the courts. Geez. Okay. So FC 2023, this was the first court matter filed, and this was the paternity case Laura filed against Owens on August 1st, 2023, initiating a parenting plan. Actually, let's take a look into it. So this is the first thing that was filed, and this is legal decision-making, parenting time, child support, which again, let it sink in just how batshit it is that she filed 2 months after claiming she got pregnant when he's not answering her to go and file a parenting plan, child support, and legal custody for a pregnancy that didn't ever happen. Hi, Quavian Skeletons.
And it was just oral.
It was just oral. So, occupation, horse sales podcast host, other party, Clayton, father. This person, okay. So let's see. Why you think the person is the father of the minor child? Sexual intercourse. Mother was not married. There's no child support order. Yeah, because the babies have not been born. They don't even exist. So child's name, unborn. I wonder how many times that this ever happens, that someone 2 month first trimester in pregnancy going and filing something like this in court. Nobody Told Me, I think, is the name of her podcast. And again, she has a TEDx talk that you could look up. That she like recorded herself. It's not like on the TED stage, like it's one that they record yourself and upload to the channel, but it's about being a victim of DV. But apparently that's another one of her victims. She lied about the story that she shares. It's crazy.
Wow.
Let's see. Okay,
She lied about it?
Yeah. So she's looking for reasonable parenting time, awarding like Clay, and award joint legal. So she thought she would file this and get Clay to believe. So look, see, 2 unborn. Oh my gosh, to get him to believe. Oh, okay, she really is pregnant. She even filed in court. Unbelievable. The balls, the cojones to do that. So that was the first thing. Okay. So
I'm just so shocked they let her go through this without paternity testing.
Yes, we'll look at all of these. So from August, for our co-parenting divorce class, like petitioner's motion for contempt, like response to petition to establish paternity. Then she did petitioner's motion to dismiss. Okay. Petition to establish paternity. She went to go dismiss the whole petition that she filed. Okay. Because right after this, as you can see, this is December. They just had a November 2nd date that hearing that we just finished. Well, now she claimed she had a miscarriage, so she went to go dismiss it. But January 2nd, oh, okay, no, this goes into 2024. And this is the next court case that we're going to be watching. It has to do with this because Clay's it's family court. This original petition is what the next court case is about and where all this comes in, because they're like, no, you don't get to just dismiss it. We're going to prove you were never pregnant to begin with. It was all lies. And that's what we're going to be watching next. So as you can see, 2024, because she went to go dismiss it right after this last court hearing. And they're like, nah. And see, order for evidentiary hearing. All of this has to do with the family court case, all for her filing for that in family court. Look how far it goes.
I'm sorry.
And it's still active with like the Court of it's still active with like the Court of Appeals currently.
So it's the family court judge that refers her then, right?
Yes. So look, some as recent as 6 days ago, motion for supplemental proceedings, judgment debtor examination. So this is still, she's appealing it. Okay. The second case was Owens versus Echard. This is she filed against him in October. And again, the first part of that hearing we watched was October 24th. So this was October 16th. She had filed a protection order against her. Okay.
Wow.
Then Owens versus Echard. I don't even remember what this one is for. Hold on. CV 25. God, I don't even know what that one's for. So hold on.
It's an appeal.
Yeah, but the case, I'm not sure. Oh, FC 2023 052. Yeah. Okay. So that has to do with the family court. See, look, this is all 2025, man. So then Owens versus Echard, the appeal again for that. Then Owens versus Echard, the original order of protection against Clay. Then Clay against Laura, his order of protection. This is his petitioner's petition for injunction against harassment against Laura. And this was the granting injunction. This is where we just watched. And then these are the paternity case hearings. This is Laura and Clay's order of protections. And then Clay against Laura's injunction against harassment. So these are the two. Well, I kind of skipped over these are the ones we're going into next. This one, the paternity case, but these are the two I skipped over, and they were the order of protections they tried to get out against one another. She was successful, he was not.
Okay.
Got the injunction against harassment.
So where is the stuff with Greg Gillespie? Like, does he still have stuff standing with her, or?
Yes. Well, I don't know if that's completed at this point, but there's those hearings too that are available. And I should have technically started with those, to go in timeline format, but I didn't. I jumped all the way forward.
No, you're fine. I was just wondering kind of how so the first guy never filed any charges, right?
So the first guy, I don't know exactly. I don't know too much what's happened with Michael. All I know is that they have current, it's current, their case. He still has to go for like a restraining order she had filed against him. I don't know how long ago. Let me see if I could find it, because this is Schnitzel Ninja. I play from Schnitzel Ninja. They have really awesome Schnitzel Ninja. Sorry, I always have to look how to spell that. They have really awesome content as far as Laura and not just Clay, but all of her victims, like the original court hearings and stuff. So let me see. She might have. So she has Owens versus Echard. Owens versus Gillespie, Owens versus Echard hearings. Owens for Echard. Yeah, there isn't one. There isn't one that shows Michael, so I don't really know the history there.
Well, I looked at the top. There's a number 3 for history, and it did like a little brief overview. So it shows some stuff, but maybe not everything. It even says she has like an Uber lawsuit.
Yeah, Owens versus Naylor versus Lone Cactus Construction. She did it against a construction site. But then,
Wow.
like I said, recently, just not even 2 weeks ago, the footage of them serving the warrant to her house was released, and that was really interesting. But I don't want to get to that until after we go over the next hearing. The next hearing is crazy. Like I said, that was the family court, and they're like, right after this one that we just finished, you go and within weeks claim you had a miscarriage, and then you go to drop the family court because she knew she was fucked. And they're like, nah, you don't get to just drop and dismiss it. We're going on. And how often do you think that happens in court? You know, like not only that she filed when she was in her first trimester for child support, parenting plan, all of this, but then to drop it and for the defendant to be like, no, you don't get to drop it. You need to prove you were pregnant to begin with. Yes. They will have a 2-day trial. Are you talking about Michael, like the first guy? They will have a 2-day trial, October 21st to the 22nd. Yeah, in like 2 weeks, not even, Shay.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing on here. Here, Melissa, go up top, babe. I think this makes a little bit more sense.
Oh, Michael, right
Go,
here.
no, go down. Here, go back.
Mm-hmm.
No. Go to overview. Sorry. I think it's, or is that the home page?
Michael, the first victim, Greg to the right, the second victim, and Clay, the third.
Can you keep scrolling? Sorry. I don't know why mine shows different on here. What if, okay, can you go to Laura Owens then, maybe?
I'm on Laura Owens.
Okay, right there. Scroll down to number 3. Right there, the history. That makes more sense when I was reading it because it said like the 2014, she ran the claims against Michael and Greg.
Here, you want to read it for them?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. It's a lot. Okay, so Laura Michelle Owens has been involved in several legal disputes beyond the high-profile paternity case. So there's multiple paternity claims. Laura Owens has a history of filing false paternity claims against multiple men since 2014. She's been accused of fake pregnancies in California and Arizona. The pattern of behavior has been noticed in several cases where she's claimed to be pregnant. Against illegal action on the alleged fathers, including Michael Marchini and Greg Gillespie, Laura filed, then withdrew a paternity case against her 2014 victim in San Francisco. There was no verified medical records ever provided. So Owen's been accused of using the legal system to coerce men, and then also has claims of DV and false pregnancies, with each having their own unique relationship. So I'm going to go down to the false orders of protection. So this is where I think Greg's attorneys somehow get involved. I was trying to figure out the time frame. So Laura has a history. Okay, we already know that. So in 2018, Laura filed a restraining order against Michael, only after he filed a police report against her in November 2021. Laura filed an OOP against Greg only after he attempted 3 times to have her served in August 2021, exactly 3 months prior. So lastly, Laura filed for an OOP against Clayton on October 6, 2023, and the same day Clayton publicly announced that a DNA test proved he was not the father of her alleged twin. So in November 2024, Laura claims to have filed to renew her OOP against Greg, which was in the courtroom. So now the lawsuits and threats aimed at media. So she's gone after and sued Dave Neal for harassment.
He's a YouTube creator. Yeah.
And also another creator, Liz Neptune, and then other media figures. And then the Uber lawsuit, she was involved in a 3-way motor vehicle accident, and she was a passenger in Uber. She sued all the parties involved, including the Uber driver, A settlement was made, however, outcomes not public knowledge. Other alleged victims, there was just a pattern of abuse, affected both personal and professional acquaintances, some who have privately come forward to journalists and other individuals. And then the court the court in Arizona has referred her actions for criminal prosecution to County Attorney Rachel Mitchell due to the severity and frequency of these allegations. And she now faces potential class 4 felonies, including perjury and falsifying medical records to the state of Arizona. Okay, that makes more sense because I was trying to figure out like the time frame of like why some of Michael's stuff's delayed. So that makes more sense now. So she went after them in the parental way, the same way, and then she went and maintained this OOP orders, which kept them relevant for the attorneys to know the history. This is super interesting.
Yep. Oh my
Wow.
God. Look at all these lawyers. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. And so she's going to, like, that's so scary that she's going to court. Michael's still fighting this. And yeah, the TED Talk that you'll see him, she's claiming DV against Michael, like this horrific abuser. Michael attending the trial. See, Michael attended the trial for Owens versus Echard case. That's the next one we're going to be watching. Buckle up, guys. It's so intense. He was served a subpoena as a witness. She tried to claim he was in violation of their DVRO. Then July 10th, 2025, even though she's in the middle of all this shit, she filed to renew the DVRO against Michael permanently. He now has a GoFundMe to help raise legal funds to help fight Laura in court. Omar Serrato will be representing Michael and has requested a multi-day trial to contest the renewal. David Gringas made an appearance on Laura's behalf August 15, 2025, but has since dropped Laura as a client. So her pregnancy timeline with him goes back. Oh my God. She sends Michael a positive pregnancy photo June 4th, 2016. This is the photo. God, she has a long history doing this. And then she first mentions an abortion on the 27th. Let's see. I'm feeling super overwhelmed right now with all of this. I don't know if it's hormones, if it's just really hitting me. I feel like such trash having had this happen and now getting an abortion. Just not something I thought would ever happen to me, and I feel really stupid. It just sucks. You want to read the guy?
Yeah. You're the only one who is wanting to put this off, which is something I have expressed that I don't understand.
I don't think you understand how hard it is for me to detach myself from it, though, when my hormones are telling me the exact opposite. It's driving me crazy. Obviously, I'm trying not to have those kinds of thoughts, but whatever I do, they seem to be at the forefront of my mind.
You're the only one who's wanting to put this off, which is something I have expressed that I don't understand.
Except I'm not, because I was told the week of July 10th was as soon as we could even maybe expect to be able to do it.
And I personally don't feel comfortable introducing you to my family and friends yet because I have other things on my mind. Nobody knows that because you've never gone in for a test. And let's just say you are getting nauseous at 3.5 weeks.
Oh my God.
You've been feeling sick for over 2 weeks now, which puts you at 5.5 weeks, which means you only have 2 weeks to take this pill. You still have no idea how long you've been pregnant.
At this very minute, I really don't want to go in Tuesday at all. I'm really not happy. I want to be, but I think you and I are really at two different places in our feelings for each other, and it's super upsetting to me and making me in a bad mood. I've said I love you. I've introduced you to everyone, and I'm really proud to be with you. I want you to be part of my life and do stuff with you on the weekends and everything, and you're not there with me. I need that, and I'm not afraid to say it because the right person will just be right there with me. I shouldn't have to say it when that situation is right, so maybe it's just not right. What do you think? I just called Planned Parenthood. Overwhelming and sad. So everyone who's asking, like, did she do this for money, fame? No, because Clay, even though he was a former Bachelor, he was number 3, at least number 3 in regards to active litigation. Like what has actually been on court record? Who knows how many guys she's done this to before? But it doesn't seem at all, because she has money. She comes from a family with money. She definitely was well established on her own, but it seems like she does this to grab onto guys. Like the
She can't
moment
handle
that
the rejection.
she can't handle rejection. That's exactly what it is, Shay. And she results to trapping them. Like this is
Jody Arias like crazy to me. This like I can't handle you not wanting to be with me.
she's dangerous.
Yes.
She
So that makes sense. So he moves on with his life and meets who he's with now and has a family with, and this is lingering. Like I feel bad for his wife, man. This sucks.
oh my god. This is horrible. So this is when they decide on the abortion. So she says, I'll try to call Planned Parenthood. Do you not want to hike and do stuff like that with me before this is done? I'm feeling really insecure right now with the appointment being made, completely wiped out. So she wants reassurance that I'll have this abortion, aka she's not actually pregnant, so it's easy for her to get rid of it. But like, you're not going to abandon me, right? Like you want to still hang out with me, right?
Melissa, scroll back up. Look at that. She's wiped out, but she wants to go on a freaking hike.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
What? I'm pregnant. I feel nauseous and I'm tired. Let's go on a hike.
Super wiped out, and it's 30 seconds between the two messages. But do you want to go on a hike with me?
Hey, don't call and cancel if you haven't made another appointment yet. Do you want me to call Planned Parenthood in Walnut Creek? Why are you feeling insecure? You're doing the right thing.
Don't you think Walnut Creek is far though? If I might feel that sick after the procedure, you can just do what you want with the appointment. It's making me super upset to keep calling.
Okay, I asked if you needed help earlier, so I'm sorry you're upset.
Yeah, I'm sad about it. Happy about us though. I'm really going to need you for this, okay? Making the appointment for Tuesday is a huge deal for me.
What time on Tuesday?
12:50. 12:50? Such a random appointment time.
That is weird. I'll be there to help you out with the smiley face. Which location?
Walnut Creek. I don't know about me driving after the procedure, but maybe it won't have kicked in by then. Oh, she's talking about taking abortion pills.
Mm-hmm.
She mentions possibly having a miscarriage. Just woke up.
God.
I'm okay if I don't move. I called my uncle, he's a doctor, and I told him about the pregnancy and the symptoms, and he said I should just try to rest and drink a lot of fluids. He thinks it's my body adjusting to my pregnancy rather than miscarrying, since I'm not bleeding. My dad is Ubering over and going to stay with me for a while. I'm going to bed. I'm wiped out. I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. I don't have it in me to wait up when you don't know exact timing and have gotten the feeling that you don't really want to be here tonight anyway. Good night.
Hey, I didn't have my phone on me earlier today, and it's been charging the last hour. I'll see you bright and early in the morning, and we will hang out for the day and night. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, darling. Get some rest, and we will have a good day tomorrow.
See, so she's doing this even not when they're like, I want nothing to do with you, but it seems like she just goes in for the trap immediately when she's interested.
Yeah, this is weird.
If I feel even remotely okay, I have to show tomorrow. There's a class at 2 that I need to do to qualify for the finals, and it would be pretty easy competition for me, so I need to take advantage of it. Would you want to go with me? It's just in Woodside and wouldn't take long.
I'll come over. Yes, let's talk in the morning.
I feel so sick right now. Holy cow. This is the worst. It's like Saturday morning again, but worse. And I'm very scared for tomorrow. And what if we are too early or too late for it? Then what? You're right that all I have is my best guesses as to how far it is, but I don't know for sure. What if we have to come back and redo? I will try to be really positive. Yesterday was so nice since we were able to have a great time without thinking about it. I hope that's a good indicator that we can get through this and have a really good future together. I love you. And when I think beyond this, I feel like we will be able to make each other very happy and get to the point of actually having kids together when the time is right, because I know we would be great partners and parents. So she always is going with the option that we will stay together, but I will abort the child. She tricks them into thinking there's a pregnancy and then always going for I will have an abortion because she can't produce the baby, but we stay together. We stay together. I'm not ready to do this yet. I feel really stupid for trying to look ahead to a future with you now. I'm very upset. You really hurt my feelings.
You go back so much on your word, it's insane. Constant flip-flopping because I'm telling you not to look 5 years down the road and to live in the present. There's no doubt we both want that life, but there is a lot we have to do before it's time. I think it's interesting he didn't tell her he loved her back. So
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating. My mom met me to get lunch. When do you want to meet? I'm in Walnut Creek. She drove here to meet me. Yeah, I'm curious why her mom's always complicit.
I wonder.
What?
Now I want to know more about the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm feeling so discouraged right now. I can't believe we have to wait until next Friday to have an abortion. Was so looking forward to moving on beyond this. Worried it's going to stress both of us out more, and I don't want to strain the relationship. I'm spotting, like spots of blood.
What does that mean?
I don't know. There's not a lot. There was a big clot. I mean, miscarriage, Mike.
Laura, you're not having one.
Why do you say that?
It says you would have loss of other symptoms like nausea.
They told me at Planned Parenthood to watch for spotting and bleeding. Didn't throw up today. I have no idea.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there. You're right. Probably not.
So did he sign the dating contract? Like, if he just going along right now, I'm so confused.
Don't know why I seem to have hit a nerve with you. So she would just go back, forth. And you have to remember, she couldn't actually go to Planned Parenthood with him because there's no baby.
Right.
We are having an abortion next week, doing it for you and your stress levels. We called the hospital, and bed rest is the best way to get an optimum result, not damage the fetus. So we are doing that. I know what signs to look for if it looks like it's getting war, but hopefully no miscarriage. We are on the way to the hospital. I'm not doing well. I had to stay in bed for all of it. My parents came over. Bleeding started up again about an hour ago. What are you doing? Baby, our relationship is going to be okay regardless if we miscarry or abort, right? Baby, our relationship's going to be okay regardless if we miscarry or abort, right?
So if she says the abortion is not for next week, like, why is she so okay? This woman's nuts.
Because she either had a miscarry or abort. That those are the only two options. There's no viable, healthy pregnancy. She had to get rid of it one way or the other.
She trying to trauma bond with these guys to stay with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm sorry you were bedridden all day. And yes, our relationship will be good. Believe, darling.
I'm getting nervous because I can't tell what this bleeding means. You can't just claim all this random bleeding on multiple different days. Oh my God. I'll stop doing research because we just don't know for sure for a few days till we make a decision on twins. I hope, and this isn't Greg. No, this is the first guy, Michael, all the way 10 years prior. I hope today has been as healing as it could be. I sure love you, baby. Wish I could take all your pain and hurt away. Twins would be such a cool experience to have together. So many things I want to do with you, and that just sounds fun. Wish this wasn't as an added stress factor for us because twins definitely changed the picture. So clearly she's turned around and, oh my God, it's twins. It's not just one, it's twins. I've been sick the last hour, and it's upsetting me that I haven't heard from you since we're a team in this. If we are completely sure we aren't going to go through with it, even if it's twins, it's important for me to lie down all day.
Okay, but if she got proof of pregnancy, they would see the two sacs and already hopefully be able to identify twins. Why is she playing the if game? It's weird. She's dumb.
In the office still, looks like we have to do the pills.
Did they tell you that? How do you feel?
Yes. Sorry, my mom picked me up from the doctor and I was with her and filled her in. I took the mifepristone.
You took the first pill?
Yep, all done. And then another one 2 hours later, taking pills, thumbs up.
Oh my God, she's psycho.
Okay, that's the same one. Oh my God. She took this. Oh, wait, I got to read the context with it. Laura Owen sends Michael 3 images of her hospital band, the room, and a hospital selfie as proof she's receiving fluids in preparation for the procedure the next day. That's not how an abortion goes.
You get fluids.
Yeah, and you could go into the hospital and just say you're dehydrated and get fluids, no problem, you know. But look, a sonogram thing. Interesting. Oh, she is deep, man.
Or she could be complaining of stomach pain knowing that they would do a sonogram.
Yeah.
You
Then
know?
she sends this as proof she is no longer pregnant as of Planned Parenthood. So let me see. Spotting her bleeding since her last menstrual period that began. Frequency is intermittent, lasting 7 days, and she described low abdominal pelvic pain since her last menstrual period. Patient does not desire pregnancy. No, that does not. No history of ectopic or tubal pregnancy. That does not. Client, at the end of the visit, client is not pregnant, verified by. Dude, do you see it? Pregnancy symptoms, spotting or bleeding. All this is just not pregnative. Not that you lost a pregnancy. All this is that you're not pregnant.
Okay, yeah, hold on. But it's the dates of her last menstrual periods. So if we
Yes.
go back and look at the timeline, it's saying she had a menstrual period in between them.
Her last menstrual period began on July 26th.
And then the other one was
Her last menstrual
6/3.
began on 6/3. That makes no sense.
Yeah. So it sounds like she went there to do a pregnancy test. An office visit, established patient. Oh, God.
I'm at the ER. My doctor wants them to get my fluids up so we can try to do the procedure tomorrow. My mom said she could be there, and Sarah might even be able to as well. Not sure of the timing yet, but my doctor said she has 2 places she can call to get it done, and my insurance is accepted because it's way more expensive now. I said I would be flexible too. I guess the actual procedure only takes 15 to 20 minutes, which doesn't sound too bad, and the 2 places my doctor said I could get it done will give me something, so I will be asleep for it, which is great because then I won't see anything and can't back out.
Even if your family is there tomorrow, I feel like I should be there during the procedure. I haven't told my friends about the last few days, nor would I, because they wouldn't support me being with you. After reading my sister's text to you, I think you can easily see that she would support us.
Sarah would be the perfect support if you can't be there, since I was there for her almost in the exact same situation. She says she can make it work. Might even want my mom there for it because I remember she made Sarah feel guilty. Wait.
So
No, but look at these times. Okay, 3 hours later. Okay.
I'm sorry. I went back to this timeline because it's fucking with me, Melissa. So she sent him she sent him that Planned Parenthood thing saying she's not pregnant.
Mhm.
That period she said was 6/26, and in the timeline, she's talking to him at the end of July about the first mention of abortion.
Doesn't
So did
line
he
up.
not catch on to that?
I think he did, which is why he's pushing for I want to be there. And thank you so much, Stephen Callie. Thank you for the content, Melissa. Didn't know who this person was until you covered her. Neither did I. And thank you so much. It's crazy. Yeah, the timeline doesn't make sense. Now she's saying on August 2nd, it's done. I don't regret it. August 2nd.
Wow.
But wait.
I only heard about this because
August 2nd, but oh, okay. And then, so I guess these are a little bit out of order. Then they give her this to prove she's no, what?
that's what I'm saying. Look at the time, 6/3, 7/26.
They wouldn't give you this after a DNC or abortion to show you're no longer pregnant. No, because it could also, it's not immediate. It could also take time for your body to rid and get the HCG level back down to even get a negative pregnancy test. What?
Okay, so she said that her last menstrual period was on 6/3. Okay, and
But
then it
then
says
on 7/26.
yes, but and then listen to this. On 6/4 is when
that
she
began on 7/26. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, no, you're fine. And then on 6/4 is whenever she sends Michael the positive pregnancy test that we first looked at. The first one.
The day after her last menstrual period began.
Yes, that's why I'm like, this bitch is crazy. Like, is she sending this to him? Like, he could put 2 and 2 together.
But I don't blame guys for, not really knowing too much, Oh my gosh. So this is 10 days later. Oh, I'm so frustrated after my appointment. Babe, you aren't going to bail after this, right? Do you want to stay committed to us and not just making it work, but being happy? I'm taking pills, but they scheduled the surgery and I'm super upset. So she's claiming the first surgical abortion didn't work or the pills didn't work. So they scheduled her again for a second. Okay, so look what he says. Go ahead, Shay.
What's going on? Why are you scheduled for another one?
I told you yesterday I had to schedule the DNA if the pills didn't take, and they thought there was a good chance they wouldn't with my retroverted uterus. So I am trying these again, but since I didn't bleed last night, they decided to put me down for next week.
I'm so fucking confused. So you're saying your last abortion didn't work and you're still pregnant? I'm beyond confused.
I have the DNA next week. I sent you the notes. Hopefully the pills work tonight, but if it's not, it's scheduled for next week.
I've read the notes. It says you still have elevated levels, but it doesn't say you're pregnant. It says you have remaining tissue.
What are you not getting?
I'm still here after one procedure. I'm confused if you think you're pregnant because the details say you're not, but you have remaining tissue.
This is all I said. Right. But are you going to switch your mind right after the surgery? That's what I'm worried about. You only said as of right now. Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
See, and I'm wondering why he thinks his people might not be supportive is because he's thinking it just doesn't add up.
This is her appointment, July 21. Are we going back? No, we're not going backwards yet. It seems like we're going backwards. Okay. Michael demands to see results proving pregnancy and cancer. Do you want the visit summary? I already sent you my summary.
Wait, she said she has cancer now with him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I want your results.
And that's why in Echard versus Owens, she asked, what have you been diagnosed with too? And once you get those, you'll be supportive and you'll be here for me.
You haven't sent your results yet.
I sent you the visit summary.
No, you didn't.
But you will once be supportive, like come to the office.
This is all I received from you. Why don't you just send it?
That's not what I sent. I didn't text you, but I'll resend it.
Huh? This shouldn't take long to resend.
I am absolutely racing back to the house from dinner with my godfather. I will send it the second I walk in the door.
You said you already sent it.
Dude, I'm hooked with this. Oh my gosh.
This is like RE 2.0.
Yes. So this is the visit summary she sent on August 25th. Hi, Miss Owens. As you requested, here is a summary of what we discussed so you can share it with your boyfriend. I have also spoken. What? I have also
I
spoken
wouldn't
to
say
Dr.
that.
Chan. Never. You came into the office. No, they would just. What? What? Hold on. They would never type something up. They would just give you a copy of those visit notes. You came into the office on the 25th with symptoms of nausea and pelvic pain. Considering your procedure last week, we thought these could be symptoms of a complication. Blood test orders confirmed elevated levels of HCG. Given that result, I ordered both a transvaginal and pelvic ultrasound. Ultrasound results confirmed a gestational sac that was not present on last week's scan. So it is estimated that you're about 5 weeks pregnant with a new pregnancy, as that is the earliest it would show up. As you have been told, you have a severely tipped or retroverted uterus, which makes the aspiration and D&E procedures more difficult and less likely to be successful. Last week, it would have been impossible to remove this pregnancy as it had not attached. In addition, we have tried to treat you as conservatively as possible, given your recent diagnosis of I don't know what stage that is, ovarian cancer. I cannot speak for Dr. Chan, but I'm sure he would agree that your case is amongst the more difficult I have treated. At this point, Dr. Chan and I are both of the opinion that you need to give serious thought to what you're going to do with the new pregnancy. You have taken medication abortion pills recently that could potentially be harmful to the fetus. However, as you likely know, the nature of your condition makes it so that pregnancies in the future will be more difficult. There is an elevated risk that once one ovary is removed, he would need to remove the other and perhaps complete a full hysterectomy before you would necessarily be ready to have children. At that point, having children on your own would obviously be impossible. So I think you must take the time to determine what you think is best. Should you continue your current pregnancy, it would be imperative that you are monitored extremely closely. Best regards, Dr. Yi. Oh, bullshit. Oh, bullshit. They would never. They would never.
I don't even know what to think
Online
of this.
about Owen's pregnancy. No. They would never do this.
Can we go back to this part real quick that she wasn't really pregnant, but now she's pregnant with the new pregnancy?
Thank you, Jennifer. This channel and chat is amazing. The coverage and commentary is brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Happy to have you here. And thank you so much for the support. I'm just mind blown right now. There's no way. There's no way. What did you want me to go look at?
No. I saw it. I read it again. I was mind blown with her statements.
Up, we have this one too. Go ahead, read this one to Laura from Dr.
Miss Owens, yesterday, August 30th, 2016, you received ovary removal surgery.
Oh my God!
Of your right ovary, as well as a surgical abortion. So due to your recent medical history, I will wait to confirm pregnancy termination until blood work and a follow-up ultrasound are completed. Although there were no complications during the procedure, as you explained to me, you have already experienced emotional side effects such as extreme fatigue, depression, and mood swings. These are common, and I would ask your boyfriend to support you during recovery.
You think a doctor would write that?
No.
You think a doctor would write? I would ask your boyfriend to support you during your recovery. See, it's prescribed from the doctor, emotional support from you. You see right here. That is fucking nuts. I see. Sorry, I didn't even look into the Michael stuff, so I didn't realize. So she had her ovary removal surgery with an abortion. This is the second abortion, but it's for a different pregnancy because she happened to have 2 pregnancies in the same amount of time, 2 rounds of the abortion pills that didn't work, and now an ovary removal with this abortion and cancer.
Early stage, yeah.
Oh, and thank you, Jean. We need you to schedule a your show. I'm just going on when I can right now, but this is really going to pull me out from the bushes because I am mind blown. No doctor is going to write that. No doctor is going to write that.
So now I'm wondering if Ari went to her school of bullshit because she may predate Ari.
Oh my gosh. I went to my follow-up, and I guess legally the doctor won't say yet whether or not the abortion worked. And it's really difficult on me. I just need some support. I left my appointment yesterday being super upset because my doctor wouldn't confirm that the abortion was successful. I'm guessing she just can't from a legal standpoint until I get more tests done. It's extremely stressful on me, and I just need some support.
I mean, you could have a vacuumed abortion and know right away. I'm just saying for your fake baby, but okay. Just assume it's complete until notified otherwise.
Obviously, the main focus of my surgery was getting my ovary out. I'm sure the abortion worked, but I'm just saying, I don't feel like I could get anything else done if I had to at this point because I'm really overwhelmed and I'm not feeling supported or special.
All right, sorry. Laura, I'm not going to be that quick at texting back. You need to chill. That's why I like phone calls, because you can knock a lot out in a short amount of time. I understand what you're saying, but I've been busy and it was less than 24 hours since we had last chatted. I also can understand your stance about no more procedures, but let's just hope that's not the case. I wouldn't even think about it until they give you your results.
That the doctor won't give me confirmation. And I'm saying if I had to have anything done, I can't do it without support. And right now, I'm feeling the opposite of that from you.
Is that why they got a prescription for support from the doctor?
Yeah, prescription for support.
I've never. You seem pretty confident that you're still pregnant after going through a procedure already.
I don't understand why you're acting so dismissive about me. I'm not confident. I just don't know. And it would mean a lot to me if you could just be supportive.
I'm not. I told you I'm busy, Laura. It's like you don't get it.
You told me you were going to call me yesterday at 2:30, and I was patient. And then the call never came, nor did you respond to my text. I get that you're busy, but if you're too busy to call, you could have at least told me that instead of making me feel forgotten, especially considering what we're going through. Dude, yeah, the fifth abortion. The fifth abortion. Oh
my
God.
And I'm not cruel. Like I'm truly sympathetic to people, but when you know they're lying, oh my God, it's nuts.
Now we're on September 3rd. I went to my follow-up and I guess, oh no, okay, we got that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we read this one. Okay. Some of them have multiple. So then she sends this
The
that
HCG
shows
one.
the HCG level, which shows 6,220, which would fall in, I guess, a 5 to 6 week range. Normal males and non-pregnant females. Final result. This test result has been released by an automatic process. Standard range 0 to 6, 6,222 she has. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my God. Now it's September 7th. I can do the pills. For the third time. I can do the pills. I just talked to the doctor's office. Isn't that good? So we can do it together.
That's amazing. When do you take them?
Friday or after. They said I'm totally fine to do them anytime within a week. We take them over 2 days. So if you want to go directly to SAC to see your second father, we can do them next week. No problem.
Hold on. This ain't a we take them thing. I just gotta say that. That's so weird.
They do it together, Shay. Support. You saw the prescription.
Let's follow the doctor's orders. So why don't you take them tomorrow? Because I'll be back then.
Wait, when? I can't take them until Friday.
I'm not back Friday. I'm back tomorrow night when I leave for SAC Friday morning after my first meeting.
I was meaning I would take the first one on Sunday and then the second when we are together on Monday. but I could always do it myself over the weekend if it means a lot to you. And we could start fresh on Monday when you come back. What do you think? I want to make you happy.
You have the final say, but I've already stated my opinion of what I think.
Holy macaroni.
So are we on the third abortion right now?
That was the third pill abortion, but she's done 2 surgical.
I wonder what he is thinking. I need his internal monologue right now.
Well, they're about to have another court date. Oh my gosh. I
This is
don't want
wild,
to add
Michael.
I don't want to add stress to anyone's life. I'll take care of the pills this weekend. Do you promise you're not going to disappear and leave if I do the pills this weekend while you're gone? Because that's my big fear. I'm not saying it's your fault. It's just what's been on my mind. And I'm so sorry if that made you upset. Totally not my intention. I want to take the pills this weekend and make you happy. I just wanted to make sure by my compromising to do so that you won't disappear and leave me once it's done. Have a little compassion for the fact that A, I'm going to an oncologist right now. B, supposed to pick up abortion pills this afternoon. And C, I just found out my dad is having valve replacement surgery. I'm at the doctor.
I sure hope she's not lying about her dad. That would really piss me off when you start pushing your lies on other people. Okay, I'm giving a presentation. I'll call you after.
Done. Are you ending things? I need to know. I want to be better. I can't stop crying. I'm about to walk into my next appointment to try to get the pills. Can you just let me know where you stand on us? Oh, how manipulative.
Wow. And that is the way she is that. Like, God, that really makes me mad.
Medical abortion number 3. Oh my God, September 11th. I just feel horrible.
What's up? I'm just with my family.
Okay, me too. Plus my godfather. I've just been throwing up and I feel awful. It would mean a lot to go to Sonoma next week or the week after when this is done and celebrate. Start to be a real couple. Celebrate your 5th abortion for one baby.
And start to be a real couple.
Start
He's
to
like,
be a real
nah.
couple. I just hope you're having a great morning. And I'm so lucky to have you talking to the doctor at 9 just to make sure I'm doing everything right. Want me to update you after? 1, didn't have a good appointment at the doctor's office. Granted, UCSF is awesome and way better than the last office. 2, my dad called me and my mom into the station to call his doctor with him. He had a call set for 12:30 to get the test results of his tests on Monday. In addition to the valve, there's a significant lung involvement as well. He's had growths on his lungs that have grown since they've scanned or did whatever they do during the check 6 months ago. So now he has to go to a new oncologist who specializes in lungs and goes from there. 3, as we were on the phone with his doctor, I get a text from the barn manager that my pony, Tiffany, who I've had for 14 years and means everything to me, is extremely sick. High fever, not eating, very dull, and the vet needs to come on emergency.
Are we having a pity party here? Like full on pay attention to me?
Oh, thank you. So there's that. Thank you. Oh, that's very kind and generous. Thank you so much. And thank you, Carolyn Coop. I saw you too. Thank you. That's so, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just read it. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sure everything will be okay. What happened at your doctor's appointment?
Severe allergic reaction to the misoprostol, which again are the abortion pills. So I have to go back again on Tuesday. If you could be as supportive as you have been, it would mean the world to me. This is really rough on me. So she has an allergic reaction now to the pills for the 3rd time. And she has to go back again.
And she's got a retro something uterus, early stage cancer that now she's lost her right ovary. It's been surgically removed. Oh,
wow.
So Michael was the first one, right?
Yes. Yep. Now she's saying she has 102-degree fever from those abortion pills, and she has to go to the ER. My fever is up to 102.6. The doctor said I need to go to the hospital.
Wow.
I'm so excited for celebrating 6 months with you when I get home, though. Are you excited? Are you excited? Also, the doctor is writing me a note for me to show you. They think it might be the reaction to the first drug, not the second. Oh my God. I also just talked to the doctor and he said we can actually talk about freezing my cervix or uterus. I can't remember which one. So we could have kids. Do they freeze your whole cervix or uterus? I know they freeze eggs.
Yeah, I think it's just the eggs. What is she talking about?
I didn't know that they could freeze your whole cervix or uterus. And definitely stop here is so there's that link.
This is bananas.
BANANAS. Okay, hold on. We're right there. So she's still claiming she's pregnant in October.
Wow.
I made an appointment later
Oh.
today for Monday at UC. Just would appreciate some support. She's been having abortions since August, though.
She's
Just
had
got off
5
the phone.
abortions.
Here, you read it. Dude, she's been having abortions since August. She's still claiming pregnancy in October. Go ahead. You do it. I can't.
She's allergic to abortion pills and 2 procedures. So I just got off the phone. I can get in for an ultrasound late this afternoon at one of their satellite campuses, but that means I have to cancel my oncologist. I know that the ultrasound would give more info, make you feel better, so I think that's what I'll do. They also think I might have some syndrome sorry, that has caused this to be ongoing. Like,
Oh my God.
and they want me to get tested for it. I'll get the name of it when I go in tonight. I couldn't quite hear what she said on the phone. It would be good to have an answer for why it's happened for both of our sakes. Can you please come over tonight and just hold me and watch TV? I'm absolutely emotionally drained right now, feeling bad and crying my eyes out. So she follows up about 40 minutes later and says, "Can you please get back to me when you can? The office closes at noon on Monday, so I have to plan all this out in terms of if I am definitely going to have an ultrasound today and cancel the oncologist. In which case, I need to let my mom know since she was planning on going, but she said I should do this instead if you're around afterwards. There's a chance I might be able to meet with the doctor for 15 minutes too, but she's at a different UCSF campus, and I'm not sure I can make it in time since the appointment would be so short anyway. But I'm trying my best to get everything done, and all I'm asking for from you is just to physically be there for me tonight after I do this. I don't want more fighting or drama. I hate writing you repeatedly with nothing back. It doesn't feel good for me either." Wow, a syndrome, Melissa? A syndrome?
I was trying to prioritize the obstetrician because I know that means something to you. Oh my God, Shay.
Melissa, we've both been pregnant. How quick is it that, how often are you getting ultrasounds at this far along? Often. This is crazy the way this is going down.
I just had an aspiration Wednesday. She thinks there's a good chance I have Asherman's. Oh my God. I have a specialist for Asherman's tomorrow.
What is Asherman's?
Asherman syndrome. I don't know. You asked me for the report. That's the ultrasound report. What is that? Did you just get what I sent? Dude. U.S. pregnancy. What? U.S. pregnancy, 14 weeks OB with endovaginal imaging. Multiple attempted medical and surgical abortions since June. This is October. Multiple medical and surgical abortions since June. Now presents with possible continuing pregnancy or retained products of conception based on the last U.S. completed last week. Last aspiration completed September 21st. Unsure about LMP. And she was on birth control. Comparison exams and reports. Uterus measures retroverted, not retroverted. I think it's retroverted. Intrauterine adhesions are present. Single gestational sac is identified. Embryonic heart rate. She's saying it has a heartbeat. Oh my God. Possible twin pregnancy. But you just said possible twin pregnancies with intrauterine death of one fetus. Second embryo not removed during abortion. Questionable viability of remaining fetus. While spontaneous abortion is a possibility, recommend correlation with serial beta HCG levels and repeated surgical abortion as patient has been clear she does not want to continue pregnancy. Unlikely to be retained products of conception. Hysteroscopy recommended for possible diagnosis of Asherman syndrome. Results discussed with Elena Gates via telephone. End of impression. Dude, she is a whole ass lie. Laura claimed to be pregnant on June 4th, 2016. By October 11th, 2016, she would be approximately 19 weeks pregnant. However, this transvaginal ultrasound test purports she is less than 14 weeks pregnant. The ultrasound states the following: 14 weeks pregnant, never been pregnant before, patient unsure about last missed period, uterus is retroverted, single gestational sac is identified, embryonic heart rate 62 beats per minute, right ovary not present, possible suspicious left adnexal mass, possible twin pregnancy, second embryo not removed during abortion. Oh my God. She claims to receive the medicine to dilate whilst teching Michael. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It starts soon. I'm dilated enough. I promise I will get an ultrasound report after. Let's just work on the best we can be. Let's just give it our best. I promise I will make sure you have the report when this is all done. Oh
my gosh. What a nightmare.
This is when she claims everything went well with surgical abortion number 3. We could do this.
All right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is, I've never. Oh, see, so now she's showing she's no longer pregnant. 5. Yeah, because that's not obvious or anything with the big bold 5.
Right.
Oh my God, you guys, this is.
Yeah, she's got legal stuff with Michael. Wow.
So this is him with his current wife and 2 children, and it is a damn shame he still has to be going through. I'm going to send the link to this victim's page, and it has a link for his fund. Link to victims of. It has so much information, and I will go through Greg's also when we go into his court hearings. Victims of Laura Owen. Okay, there it is. But holy macaroni. So it's good, though, that we have more context here. But unfortunately, his wasn't able to, like, when we listened to his attorney say, you know, like, she has on the record, you know, like, done this before. It twice before, but only Greg's was in, like, at the time, court documents, I guess, that they could even refer to it as. But both Greg Gillespie and Michael is going to be at this next court hearing that we're going to go through. And it is epic, but that's going to be after she claimed to miscarry, but she'll be in the courtroom permit. Dude, I can't, Shay. For the life of me, I am blown away by this. These lies are I can't speak. I literally can't speak.
I hope these guys have a little support group for each other because this is just wild.
And apparently she very much monitors who covers it on YouTube and stuff, and strikes and privacy reports and all of that good stuff. So it should be interesting, but she should be more worried about the severe jail time or prison time she's facing.
That's concerning, Melissa. And I wonder if they'll bring in her mental health records in.
Oh, I'm sure, but they're gonna bring in Michael. They're gonna bring Greg to testify, and claim it. He went through how many abortions with her in
5
3-month time period. All of that he's going to be able to testify to. It's going to be super fucking interesting.
God, I can't wait. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining, and I can't wait to do the next episode and get into this next court hearing. And it's wild. That's all, because the courtroom is going to be filled completely with people at that point, and very much involved in following everything that's going on, and it's intense. Maybe tomorrow, Joe Beans. I know tomorrow's Members Only Monday, so maybe tomorrow. But I will schedule it and you guys will know. But thank you, Shay, and thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for anyone gifting super chats or super chat, gifting memberships or super chats. Jeez, my mouth is getting tired. Your support is so greatly appreciated. My mind is blown away right now. Like, I can't even process a thought with all of those lies and what I just read.
Likewise. I'm gonna jump down. Good night, love.
Okay. Good night. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Like I said, I'm sorry it's all over the place and a bit disorganized, but researching in real time, going down this rabbit hole. I appreciate everyone who is educated on it and who has followed it to help me along the way and explain things to me. And I will be back on tomorrow. I know we're going to go over to Patreon also and get things rolling. So thank you all for being here. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your night. I hope most of you don't have work tomorrow and enjoy your extended weekend. And I will see you all then.